Welcome to the Neon Pocket Dimension, baby.
Baby.
Hi. This is the first episode of Neon Pocket Dimension. My name is Jacob. You may also know me as OM Jesus or the Dungeon Master. You may know me from Odd Valley Live, a podcast I do with Mochi Squeeze. We drink and we have a good time. On this show, it's all about nerding the fuck out. I'm here with my other two co-hosts. We got Gage.
What's up, everybody?
We got Miguel. You may know him from On Valley.
Guys.
What's up? Neon Pocket Dimension, just as a quick little intro to, like, what is this show? It's a show where we talk about anything you can nerd out on. So that's, for us, that's video games, that's anime, that's TV shows, music, food, you name it. It's all about
Beer.
Cat.
I'm drinking right now. Last night, I went to a Weird Al concert, so that's pretty nerdy.
Woo.
I'm going to check out my
Definitely nerdy.
tour shirt I bought for $30.
Showing it off right off the bat.
He's got...
Look at that.
Oh, shit, I pulled my mic out. He's
Saw
got an
it.
accordion. He's holding an accordion, but they do have the tour dates on there, and they have, like, Las Vegas for the, you know, the day I was there. So I was like, this is the best option right
Yeah,
here.
you got it. You got to do it. I always like debate shelling out for concert T-shirts, but I'm like, come on, man, that's the best souvenir.
Hell yeah. I hope you enjoyed...
I've never been one to like the T-shirts with the tour dates on them, though. Personally,
Well, there were a couple other options, and yeah, I don't know, man.
how was it?
I'm into it.
How was Weird Al?
It was a really good show. What I loved about it is that, like, essentially, he was playing, like, all his, like, B-sides and, like, original songs. He wasn't really
Okay.
doing any of the parodies that much. But, like, later in the
Okay.
show, he did say something like, we tried not to repeat any songs for, like, you know, while we were in Vegas. So they played, like, he probably played most of his parodies and stuff the night before we went. But, like, I really enjoyed
okay.
the deep cuts. Like, it was really cool. And he was playing the accordion a lot. So it
Totally.
was hella dope.
He's a
I would
shredder.
hope so.
Yeah, it was a fun show. I
I'd
recorded.
be really disappointed if I went to go see Weird Al and he didn't play accordion.
Well, what's really funny is that I was talking to Mochi Squeeze about this, and I was like, dude, you know, it's funny because he's, you know, he makes polka songs, like polka medleys of pop music and stuff, and
Yeah,
totally. And I was, as a joke, I was like, oh yeah, it's like Weird Al. I just imagine Weird Al with a bunch of old polka musicians who just, like, rock ass at instruments and stuff, at just being like musicians.
That's what it was.
And that's exactly, essentially, what was happening at the show too. It was like a guitarist, you know, a bassist and drummer, and guitarist, bassist, drummer, and keyboardist, all old people. They killed it. They slayed it, freaking slayed it. So
Polkamania.
yeah, this is first episode of our show. So we're coming hot off the heels of the Xbox Bethesda showcase. And I freaking loved it. This week we've gotten all sorts of showcases. I figure we could talk a little bit about the other ones, but mostly the focus of today is to talk about the Xbox Bethesda showcase. That it was killer, dude. I cannot wait to
Absolutely.
get into it. But I would like to talk a little bit about the show, like what it is, what we're doing. I mean, yeah, it's all about nerding out. But yeah, I'll kick it over to Miguel. You got any fun ways to intro us? Like, what are we doing here?
We're just talking about nerd shit for the most part. As far as, like, what we've been doing, what we've been nerding out on, and, you know, I've been knee deep in Skyrim for, what, 2 months now?
Mm-hmm.
180 hours, I think.
That's your game, man.
I'm still not done.
Over here killing my people.
Endless opportunities there.
He's killing my vampire folk in that game.
I actually do feel like I want to beat this game, unlike
Oh.
Oblivion.
Wow.
Nice.
So I will. That is what I've been doing.
Nice. Yeah, I think essentially what you're alluding to is, like, our first, like, on this show, I'm encouraging creativity. If we ever want to, like, come up with segments that are gonna recur and stuff like that, and one that we already agreed on is what you nerding out on this week. So I
Yep.
figured, you know, that's a perfect way to kick off the recurring, you know, weekly segment. Miguel's been nerding out on Skyrim. That's great. I was nerding out on Weird Al yesterday. What about you, Gage?
Well, I mean, I've definitely been nerding out on Summer Games Fest or just game showcase season. But actually, yesterday, we baked some pretty mean cookies, so I nerded out on that.
Details.
start
Let's
with
go.
that.
What you got?
Oh, they were just some really good chocolate chip cookies, just keeping it classic, nothing too crazy, but they came out well.
Nice.
Had some good cookies and milk vibes.
Cool.
Okay, good.
Yeah, there you go.
How much salt are you putting in there?
Excuse me.
A little bit. I usually like
pinch?
do a little bit in the batter and then a little tiny bit on top, just a little,
Okay.
little
Okay.
twinge here and there.
Hell yeah, man. When I make chocolate chip cookies, I use like the Toll House recipe on the back of the bag, just like Phoebe did in
yeah.
Friends. But my secret is to add a little extra vanilla and whatever amount of salt they say, I just double it. So I think it's 1 teaspoon per, of the recipe. I put 2. It's good.
I like it.
It's the secret. Just so you guys know, it's the secret. All right.
Sounds good.
What else we got? Oh, and then I was gonna say, why not do a small intro about us since we're the hosts of this show, right? So,
Heck yeah.
I'll kick it over to you again, Miguel. Just give us a little bit about you.
I would call myself a lazy, cheap gamer at this point.
We're gonna make it a hashtag.
Lazy.
Lazy, cheap gamer. I'm usually buying things that are a few years old or at least on sale, and something new comes out, unless it's something I really, really want. So it just depends on what it is.
What else you got? What
else I got?
What about just you as a person?
Me as a person?
Yeah. What makes you Miguel?
What makes me Miguel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Besides video games, just just a little.
Besides
bit about
video
you.
games, anime, manga. Well, I can't even say that. Sometimes I feel like my nerddom is kind of waned as I've gotten older.
Interesting.
I'm not as into anime and manga as I used to be, but I still like it. Some things.
You gonna get a Crunchyroll?
I'm an old timer. Let's put it that way.
You're an old
Hey,
timer.
sometimes it's just growing up,
This guy just wants to talk about Ninja Scroll.
No, that's not
and
true.
Miyazaki films.
No, some Miyazaki
Always
films,
not.
not all of them.
We all like Cowboy Bebop, but not the live action show.
Second darn.
That wasn't
The
very
live action show was. Let's not talk about
was
that.
very
That
rough.
was terrible.
It was
and I didn't
very
even
rough.
finish it. And I'm
Cool.
glad it got canceled.
Cool. Pretend like this is a dating sim. What's your sign? What's your favorite color? No, I'm kidding.
My favorite colors are blue, orange, and green.
Ooh,
I like
cool.
long walks on the beach.
Ooh.
And I like cats.
You like
Cats like
cats?
cats.
Yeah, he's a cats guy.
Oh yes,
You got a Smokey. Smokey's
he's doing his thing right now.
it's the sweetest cat I know right now.
So I'm allergic as heck to cats, so they're kind of my mortal enemy. But I do like them in general. They're cool creatures, but
They rule the internet, sir.
certainly.
It's true. Well, that's a good
You are in their
transition.
realm.
It's a good transition to Gage, man. Tell us a little bit about you besides your allergies. I mean, you could tell us your allergies. If you want.
I can tell you.
Want to
about
list
them.
them?
We'll get into
Wanna
allergies
list
later.
allergies?
My name's Gage. I'm Luke Shot First on most web platforms, Twitter, and all that kind of stuff. I'm a nerd of all things. I'm a graphic designer and photographer, so I like all things art. Hence, nerdy movies, video games. I really like them as art forms, but also, of course, to nerd out on all the lore and whatnot too. I'm from up in Northern California, and I also like Jacob and I'm really into music production and all that kind of stuff too. So just like playing around with the creative arts and stuff like that.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and look at these beautiful overlays. Look at our cool ass logo. That's all Gage. So yeah,
Woo.
he's a badass. I'll give you that. What's your favorite color, Gage?
Well, I am pretty big on it's more like color combinations. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I really like
Huh.
kind of like teals and blacks, kind of the combo of some of the neon colors with darker colors. It just depends on the day or the mood, kind of.
Nice.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's something I feel like can always change depending on how, like you said, how you're feeling.
Yep. Cool. Well, I guess a little bit about me is yeah, I'm the dungeon master of ceremonies. Lifetime dungeon master actually. I try to
Lifetime
play.
master.
I'm not a lazy cheap gamer. I try to play every game. Game Pass helps, but
Heck yeah,
it
it
is a
helps.
lot of options. Miguel said it's a little too many options, I suppose.
It's a little overwhelming. Let's put it that way.
I can agree with
Not
that.
enough time in the world to play all the games and watch all the shows.
That's true, but I have played a
Yep.
lot of games through Game Pass. Thank you, Game Pass. I love you, Game Pass.
How many have you beaten though?
Me
A
too.
lot, a ton, dude. I mean, I just beat Hollow Knight.
Good.
Right now, because there's sort of a
Nice.
lull in games with the. I'm more of an Xbox/PC gamer. I do like.
Me too.
I'm also not like. Don't put me in a box because I like it all. Like I have a Switch. I want a PS5 so bad. You know what I mean? I want to
Me
play
too.
the exclusives. It's all cool. But like typically, it's just because I like PC gaming. I've always been a PC gamer. And I typically end up getting the Xbox consoles first. And I mean, you know, how old's the fucking Switch? We all have one. And I don't think Miguel has
I
one.
Not
don't
nearby, but
actually.
yeah, I was
Um,
playing it during the showcase.
It's, you know, they're cool. Mobile games coming together. So I
It
guess
is.
you can call me a mobile gamer too. So I play anything. I'll try to watch anything. I'm also into music production. I cannot draw worth shit. So thanks Gage again for taking on all of the art projects
My
for the
pleasure.
show. I like to drink. I'm drinking right now to celebrate the beginning of the show and the Xbox thing. And I typically try to stay as optimistic as possible on everything.
With ya.
I'm kind of easy to please, but I'll call shit out when I don't like it. You know what I mean? I try to have an open mind, but also judge you. If you're driving in a car in front of me and you're going slow, I'm judging you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, quick to
Well,
rage.
I was born in Massachusetts, and that's the only time my masshole comes out a little bit is in the car.
Masshole. Yikes. And yeah, my favorite color is purple.
Nice.
And yeah,
Oh, okay.
and I enjoy producing things. You know, like either music wise or like this show right now.
Heck yeah.
Producing
And if I could
on
just
the
say
fly.
to start the show off too, like we're excited to build this thing and kind of make it happen with people out there in the world and talk to people about stuff. But
Hell
you know,
yeah.
if you're coming into our chat or anything like that, we're just gonna ask, like, you know, be cool, don't be a dick. Like, everyone's welcome here
Yeah.
as long as you're not being shitty. So
Yeah, don't bring hate, man.
yeah,
That's just the general life lesson, in my opinion. At that point,
yeah,
Agreed.
totally.
Don't be
Yeah.
a dick.
Yep.
That's the
True.
credo for sure.
Just remember
Yeah,
when
don't
you're
be a dick.
when you're inside the Neon Pocket dimension, your family.
Very good.
Your family. Just like what's up? Olive Garden.
Okay, yeah, when you're here, you're family.
Oh, that's
Gotta
such
watch
a
Just
out.
kidding.
terrible.
Just kidding, guys. Just
We're gonna
kidding.
watch out for
analogy.
copyright infringement. there, but yeah, I'm with it.
I've not been to Olive Garden in years.
Me either. What's the last Italian dish you made at home?
At home,
Yeah.
it was probably like spaghetti with a sun-dried tomato pesto.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I did like I did a slow cooked in the slow cooker, like a white sauce mac and cheese recently. That was good.
Oh, dude.
Oh, that sounds good.
I would like to
I don't know
try
if
that.
that's technically Italian, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, I think mine.
Italian American, Italian inspired.
Yeah,
perhaps.
that's what I meant. It's a pasta. You didn't tell me about your pasta.
Exactly.
Is that
Well, I
offensive?
mean, at
I'm
that
sorry.
point, it'd be like, what was the last noodle dish you had?
True. Ramen. Top ramen, baby. Woo. Shrimp.
My wife is the best. She just brought me a beer so I could help celebrate.
Oh my
Thank
God!
you.
Cheers! Cheers!
Yeah.
Cheers!
I'm out of
Got
drink. I should probably go get another.
there. Hey, but I just want to differentiate this show from Odd Valley. It's not a
Yes.
show where we're getting shit faced, but I will probably have a beer while we do the episode.
It is
just
an
'cause I'm Jacob.
inaugural celebration, though. You know what I mean?
So
But
it's
yeah,
okay
no-
to get shit faced.
If you want to, but typically we're trying to, I don't know, not spiral out of control like the other, like Odd Valley.
Hey, drinking podcasts are fun, but we're gonna be streaming, I think, Wednesdays, and so we got
Oh,
we
yeah.
got jobs to do.
No, that's true.
Do we?
Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah.
Do we
good
really?
point, yeah. I mean, I could work hungover, but don't broadcast that.
You just did.
Fuck. So anyway, yeah, cheers.
Evident.
Oh yeah, and then this show we're going to record every Wednesday, 7 to 8. So 1
Heck
hour.
yeah.
We're planning on an hour. This might go a little longer than that, but
I have a feeling today might go a little longer just because we're introing and all that.
look, our intro, this is basically the end of it. It's only been 15 minutes. I think we're doing pretty well. But we have a lot to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So,
Heck yeah, we do.
guys, the Xbox Bethesda showcase. What a great time.
Woohoo!
Before we dive into that, though, I do want to ask if we have Miguel specifically. Did you watch anything on like the other showcases? Like, did you see the
No, I
Summer
didn't.
Game Fest stuff or?
The one thing I will say
Day of
is,
the
like I
Devs.
said, I'm lazy. I don't really follow video game news generally.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
get a lot of my news secondhand,
Mm-hmm.
and it's usually when someone goes, "Oh, you'll like that game,"
Heck yeah.
and then they tell me about it.
Recommendation, yeah.
Or people will be talking about something, and then I'll just I'll learn it from there.
That's all right though.
Mhm.
I'm stoked. It's a good to have that perspective on things too, where you're like,
Yeah.
this didn't really like breach into my like circle. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it's
I
good
mean,
to know that.
generally, most of my stuff is the stuff I pay more attention to is usually politics, and we're not getting into that. So.
Oh no, that could be a different podcast.
That could be a different show altogether,
We
which
could
we
just
won't get into now.
Shout about
But yeah,
social
so I don't
issues.
generally follow a lot of video game, or I would even say at this point anime news. I used
Mm-hmm.
to be on Anime News Network all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But like nowadays, it's usually just like actual politics and
Mm-hmm.
regular news.
Right.
Heck yeah.
But
Yeah, I feel ya.
I still like gaming,
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah,
if
but
someone recommends something, I'm usually like, okay.
this is all about things you can nerd out on, basically. So
Oh yeah,
so whatever-
absolutely.
it's whatever
I mean,
you really
technically,
wanna
you
talk
can nerd
about.
out on politics.
that is true.
That's true.
All I'll say is just vote. It's coming up. Go ahead, go out and vote, man. I don't care what
Yeah,
what
if
you
you're in
vote for.
Nevada, the primary's Tuesday.
Yeah, you can mail in your ballots on Tuesday too, and they'll still take them.
Yes.
So if you want to do it that way,
I would drop it off if you're going to do that, but
yeah.
that's just me.
Look at us
Yeah.
giving the kids advice.
USPS
Um,
hasn't
Just
been
vote.
great here, so I don't know. I've been
I
having a lot of
watched
issues.
some Summer Game Fest stuff. I watched this Jeff Keighley showcase the other day.
Mhm.
I watched the Day of the Devs one
Mhm.
and some of the Devolver countdown to marketing, which was
oh my god,
definitely hilarious. And the 5 games they showed off there looked really good.
very good.
I'm not sure if they're all going to be for me, but I always just like seeing what Devolver has. So
I was high on all of that, dude. Like, it was great. So just to quickly talk about Summer Game Fest, there wasn't like a ton of things in there that piqued my interest. Aliens Dark Descent sounded kind of interesting. It seemed like a
Yep.
twin stick shooter in the Alien universe. It was like multiplayer, seemed cool. Former Blizzard devs making RTS game called Stormgate. We didn't really get anything but like just a combo from that, but that sounds
yeah,
great to me.
It didn't really do it for me. I was kind of wanting that to look more enticing, but
It didn't look. We just didn't really get anything for that. But RTSs, sign me up. I'm always down to try one out, especially if it's on Game Pass. Bloober Team, Layers of Fear. I'm down. Look great. Layers of Fear 1 is very scary, and so I'm excited to see what we can do on like Unreal Engine 5 or whatever engine they're using. Yeah, it's on Unreal Engine 5. So yeah, like be prepared to be
I want
scared.
Bloober Team to give us a hit. I never played Layers of Fear, so maybe that's really the one. But the medium was
Mhm.
alright. I dug it
Yeah.
for the time I spent with it. I didn't beat it, but it was fun for a couple nights.
Yeah, Layers of Fear was I have the first one through Games of Gold. It's a good horror game. It's scary.
Nice.
It's fucked up. It's a good time. Also, I'm just looking at some article that's got all the games listed, but not listed on the article I was looking at. Witchfire looks
Oh,
like
that looks
fire.
so rad.
Miguel, pull up a trailer at some point.
I was
Witchfire.
going to say, what was that about?
It is a first-person shooter game where you're like, it's almost like Diablo.
Yeah.
Like aesthetic, I guess, where it's you're
it looks
killing
like Doom
demons.
in like the Witcher universe or something like that.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
with Diablo feels to it. Oh, and Street Fighter 6 looking great. I heard that people that had hands on were saying it was a good time. Callisto Protocol got an extended gameplay trailer or like just gameplay showcase. Looked great. Fucking terrible and like just blood
Terrifying,
everywhere.
for sure.
We got Flashback 2 announcement, which is pretty awesome. A lot of people didn't
Pretty-
seem to
Pretty
understand.
random, but yeah, cool.
People
Wait,
didn't
flashback?
Yeah, flashback.
Yeah,
That came
right?
from the 90s.
You're like, what?
From
Double
like
take?
SNES flashback?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I was like,
Oh, shit.
holy
Okay.
fuck, bro. Like, yeah, that made me. And everyone was like, what's flashback?
That's
But
interesting.
yeah, I was like, I'm down, bro. And there's just a whole bunch of other games, but the ones that really got me are the ones I'm mentioning right now. Witchfire especially. But
Yeah,
Call of
that
Duty,
caught my eye for sure.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, graphically looking great, so it could be a good game. And then yeah, Goat Simulator 3 got a really funny trailer, and yes, there is no Goat Simulator 2.
Yeah,
They're
that was-
just
that was
skipping
pretty
a
funny.
number. And
And they faked everyone out, making us think it was the Dead
Yeah.
Island 2 trailer. That was pretty good. But
yeah, Cuphead DLC looking hot. Marvel's Midnight Suns CGI trailer. I want to see gameplay, but I think it's gonna be good. Neon White, I want to buy. And yeah, just a few other ones. Oh, and then Ninja Turtles coming to Game Pass day and date. And fuck yeah, dude, I cannot wait to play that.
That's cool. It's been a long time since I've played a Ninja Turtles game, but it'll probably be a good time.
Oh, also they showed Nightingale, which is a cool survival game. So I want to check that out.
Nice. Yeah.
By the way, Metal Hellsingers, Miguel, it's like Doom, but it's a rhythm game. So you're like shooting on the beat, but it's like death metal and like crazy ass metal, and they got like actual like collaborations with like metal musician or metal
Serj
singers
Tankian and stuff.
like,
yeah, and
you know what I mean? So it's like legit. And
That's interesting. I've never been big on rhythm games though, because I'm not very good at them.
don't have any rhythm.
Well, I guess not.
I'm sorry.
What's weird is I'm an actual musician and I'm terrible at rhythm games. It's something about like I don't know. It's just a different like pattern recognition thing than actually just playing an instrument. You know what I mean?
You know what?
Well,
it may be.
It's almost like when you get like an actual basketball player to play a basketball game and he's shitty at it.
Yeah.
Like, well, fuck you. You can play the game really well, but you can't actually play the game.
It's like I used to play a lot of Guitar Hero just back when it was popular, right? But like I would be like I would get so mad because I would like suck at a level and someone would kick my ass. But then I was like, well, I'll just pick up a guitar and play the actual song for you right
exactly.
Yeah, that's great. Honestly, I think you could probably do it with like a little bit of practice, like any kind of rhythm game, especially if if you can play instruments. Like it's just that.
I mean,
being able to tap your foot on the beat like perfectly, that's all you have to do. Just transition that to your finger on the mouse, and then you could play Metal Hellsinger. And like,
my issue is like you can do it. It's just I think I just don't want to.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I don't know how much of what was it Final Fantasy VII Remake you played.
Oh, I love that game.
If you did the squats.
Oh yeah, I killed that. I slayed that.
The squats
shit.
weren't bad, but then what was the other one that you had to do? The pull-ups. The Tifa was doing the pull-ups. I almost fucking threw my controller.
Are you serious?
At the TV. I ended up doing it, but I was frustrated. I was like, this is stupid. And I almost got to the point where I was like, why am I doing this?
Dude.
What's the point?
You know how many games I played where I've said that and just shouted and yelled and then came right back to it.
But no, a lot of the time though, Jacob, like if I get to that point, I don't. I just move on.
Yeah, no, I try to do the same. I try to do the same.
Like I'm done.
Time is valuable. Yeah, for sure.
Time is money, friend. Yeah,
right, we got to get into this Xbox stuff. I'm too excited about it.
No, we're about to. The reason why I was bringing up Metal Hellsinger is just that there's a demo and you should play it.
Oh, nice.
It's
More demos,
incredible.
please. Heck,
What's it on?
PC. I don't know if there's a demo on other consoles. I haven't looked into
PC
that.
for sure.
But yeah,
I
you can get it.
I think
through
right
Steam.
now it's Steam demo. I think is
Steam demo.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's actually quite a few of Steam demos, and what I'll encourage everyone here as well as anyone who's watching to do is just go on Steam, look for the Summer Games Fest section, and then you can actually look at every game announced at like all of these events.
That's really cool.
Okay.
And when you hover over the game, it has like a little button that'll light up green if there's actually a demo, and there's a quite a few of them. And so I've downloaded a bunch, and I'd like to do some streaming and just kind of check them out. But Metal Hellsinger, that's the one I tried the first, and I was like shouting at my computer, like, fucking man, what a game!
Because you were
Cannot
mad,
wait.
or
No,
were you
no,
excited?
like I was hooting and hollering.
I watched some of Andy Cortez's stream, and he was definitely like mesmerized. So it looks rad. No doubt about
Yeah, but Devolver had some great games too. Angerfoot looked amazing. Cult
So
of the
weird.
Lamb looked so cool, and their Skate Story looked so good. There's just
Yeah,
so many
that was
good
a huge
games.
surprise.
To me, Devolver killed it. Guerrilla Games had a ton of indies, and a ton of them look good. Like maybe 50%, like half of everything they show was cool.
I didn't watch that. I should go back and watch it.
Yeah, and then Day of the Devs had some really, really cool bangers. So, we're not really talking about those, but I'll encourage you, if you have not watched any of this stuff, look it up. There may be like a website or something that lists all of the events that have happened so far. If I find that, I'll put it in the description below in the YouTube episode. Yes, but now it's time for the big dog. It's time for
Cue the audio thing that we don't have yet.
Okay,
No, I
what's
think
up?
it should just be that.
All right, I
Just
like
record
it. Lo-fi.
that and just.
That'll be our
Lo-fi.
intro. Yeah. Yeah, I'm toying around with some intro ideas, but I'll get a really sick one. I'm gonna be like, welcome.
So should we just start with some overall impressions of the showcase?
So you listed all the games, right?
I did. We can do a play-by-play. Yeah.
That's what I think we should do. Is like just kind of get into it. So it started.
There is a lot to remember, so yes, please.
Yeah, it started at 10 o'clock. I have this world premiere screen up right now.
Premiere.
I'm gonna just straight up play it in the background as we're going along. Ooh, I don't have a hide transition. Let's do one of those. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll just start playing it, and you can start listing off the games. We'll go one by one. We'll talk about everything that was announced. But overall, what was the pulse, man? Let's just go down the line. I say my heart was beating. My blood was pumping the whole time. I don't think there was one thing in there that I didn't like. Gage?
Yeah. I mean, I think Xbox has just gotten better and better at pacing their showcases, presentation, not hanging on anything for too long.
Mm-hmm.
After the showcase, they do the deeper dive with the devs and stuff, so that if you're interested in that stuff, you can find that there. I think that's really smart to separate those two things. And then, even if all these games weren't for you, I just think it just really pumped out the fact that there's tons of stuff for everyone on Game Pass, and chances are at least 2 or 3 of these games are going to speak to you. And then of course they had the big, some of the bigger tentpoles. I heard some chatter around the internet saying oh, where's these games and these games? I think it was smart that they just focused on the next year of gaming and just be here's what you're going to play. I'm not disappointed that that's what it was. So yeah,
Yep.
it really, I was excited the whole time.
Miguel?
They were really pushing Game Pass, which.
It's looking good, isn't it?
Which I understand. Yes and no. Like I said, I'm very I'm reluctant to add something that would give me even more choices than I already have, only because there's such a finite amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to pick and choose. But there were some games in there that looked pretty interesting.
Right on, man.
Definitely play.
Well, let's get into it, man. I'm gonna hit play, and we'll skip around as needed. So I'm gonna let you
start off right off the bat with Redfall, which was
Redfall.
kind of to be expected, but it was a nice chunk, I thought.
It was, dude. Redfall gameplay, sign me up. So all we had before this was just a CG trailer to kind of give you the vibe of oh, what is this game gonna be, right? But here we're actually watching right now pre-beta gameplay. Impressions, I'd say right off the bat, Left 4 Dead. It does have those vibes. It was described to us that way.
I was going to say, having seen nothing or heard anything about this game before, that's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, it looks interesting.
Yeah.
I really trust Arcane's gameplay to be fun, and I think there will be some really cool powers and abilities. My one trepidation is I just don't want it to fall too much into some of the multiplayer trappings that could potentially just feel a little, I don't know, maybe either generic or just kind of sometimes with those certain multiplayer things. I don't know. They kind of lead you in a weird progression, or they want you to do certain things over and over again, or grindy stuff. I just hope that kind of stuff doesn't come in too much. But
Are we talking battle pass, in-app purchases, like
Yeah, that kind of stuff, or
microtransaction.
even just like, oh, we play
Scummy.
the same mission over and over again to like get experience or something like, you know what I mean, something like that.
But
I
just
hope
like
it's
grind it out.
I hope it's like just more of a fluid story because I also really love arcane storytelling. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Yeah. What if it has some kind of procedural generation or like like for instance with
Yeah.
Back for Blood with the operator where there's like an AI kind of controlling the level design essentially.
I feel
Does
you,
that
yeah.
sound interesting?
This looked
or-
like a narrative mission. Like there was like
Yeah.
instances that were gonna happen. So that's really cool. You know?
Yeah, well, the thing with games like this, because they're like multiplayer focused, you want people to keep playing it, right? You want to keep putting updates in there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think this game is being created so that people can just like squat up and get through it and never play it again. So
Totally,
I can
totally.
see there being a little bit of maybe repetition when it comes to like replaying levels and stuff. But yeah, hopefully it's not grindy. That's not fun. But
Yeah.
if we were to equate this to like what's that game? Extraction. What is that called?
Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six Extraction. I like how they did it where they had like they have functions in there where essentially you have to go back into certain levels to like rescue people if they fell behind, and it just kind of adds more
Oh yeah, I remember. That sounded cool.
adds more to the game to like really make you want to kind of go back to certain locations and replay things. So
Yeah.
Hopefully
and it
they-
seems like maybe this island is gonna be like you're gonna slowly either like clear it out or kind of figure out. So yeah, there could be like some replayability there where like I don't know, you take down some big boss and then eventually come in and take it over again or something like that. We'll see.
yeah, something like that. Well, it's
It looks
sort of
fun though. It looks super fun to squat up and play though. You know. Like,
I can't fucking wait. What's everybody like? Which character are you looking forward to try? I mean, I'll say right away. I was in the X to interact reaction, and I was like, "Oh, there's a guy named Jacob. Guess I gotta be the
Hey.
sniper." There's already a Jacob in there.
nice.
Miguel?
I didn't really have a favorite. That's one of those games that I would have to actually play
Hands on.
to decide what I would want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get
But-
that.
I don't know. It seems interesting. I'd have to wait and see.
You're seeing sniper footage right here, and that's probably my.
Oh, so you're
one
gonna be
for sure.
Jacob? Is that what
Oh,
you're trying
is
to
that
tell
Jacob? My
me?
bad.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I mean, why
That's
can't
okay.
there be two?
Yeah, that's true. I
That's
like,
true.
I like
That's true.
sitting back and seeing the whole battlefield. I like doing
Yeah.
some sneaky stuff,
Right.
and I like with the support robot and stuff. Looks pretty cool. So
Honestly, yeah, no, I do like the engineer character. Looks really cool, but I have to say I would most likely want to be the psychic. Like, you give me like psychic powers, you give me magic. That's the character I typically
that was
gravitate
rad.
toward.
Whatever just happened right there.
That was sick.
rad.
Let's actually roll that back. Let's roll that shit back, dude.
the like planting the stake in the ground, freezing them. That's like it's like
Hold on.
sunlight or something.
Let's
That's
go back
pretty
a
cool.
little bit, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and if you like, so it's the the lady, she's got the purple energy abilities,
powers.
psychic, yeah.
Mhm.
She got a fucking killer afro, you know what I'm saying? But it's weird that she puts down the fucking whoa, what's happening here? Oh, it broke.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Whoops. Here we go. Here it is. So yeah, throwing it down, and oh my god. Okay, all right. So what we just
yeah, I'm
saw,
all about that.
what we just saw, it's like almost like an electricity spike that you drop down, but then it's almost like shooting UV rays, and it seems like UV rays
Exactly.
are like freezing them. or
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah,
Kinda
well,
freezes
because like
everybody.
essentially, yeah, making vampires turn to stone for a second or something.
Yeah.
Rad.
I just find it interesting that the psychic character puts down like a British like payphone box to
Yeah.
as like a trampoline essentially. I don't know.
It's
I don't
like-
know
or
what
like
the
a-
thought.
Yeah, some sort of teleporter. Pretty cool.
It's pretty interesting. I don't know, but yeah, sign me up, man. I'm ready to play this game. All
right,
any final thoughts on Redfall?
I'm looking forward to it. It could be a really pleasant surprise. We'll see how it goes.
Oh yeah, look, slay alone or squad up, so that's cool.
Yeah.
That was a
Yep.
problem with games like this sometimes. Or I mean, specifically with Back for Blood is just there was no single player really. You couldn't
Yep.
progress through the game single. You know what I mean?
You could not.
No. Yeah. Like essentially like you could play it single player with like bots, but then it wouldn't count toward any of your like achievements or any progress in the game.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's pretty whack. All right, what's
Yeah,
the
that's
next
pretty shitty.
what's the next game?
So next, this is a little, a little interesting. I mean, it was both really hype and kind of a letdown. They teased that Silk Song gameplay.
Yeah.
It looked cool. The music was epic, but there was no date. Oh, they did say it's going to be on Game Pass, which is a huge get.
That's massive. Yeah.
But it's a little disappointing that they didn't even give us a window or anything. I mean, I know, I don't know. This game has been really anticipated for a long time, but it's like, how do we not any window or anything,
Yeah. It's essentially it's the Miguel, if you don't know, the Silk Song is the sequel to Hollow Knight. I don't think you've played Hollow Knight. Is that correct?
I've seen it. I've never played it.
You should. You really should. It's good. It's on Game Pass.
Yeah. I have it
It's
on
on
Switch,
Game
but yeah.
Miguel doesn't want Game Pass, so that just a little knowledge is that I'm always gonna say, hey Miguel, it's on Game Pass.
It's on Game Pass.
It's on
One
Game
day,
Pass.
one
You should
day,
get Game Pass.
one day.
Get it.
Perhaps one day. Jacob.
They have Game Pass for PC. It's on there too. You should play it.
It lets
I
you
know
be
it is.
cheap and lazy. I'll put it that.
It's true.
No, absolutely. I know it does. Yeah.
Plus
Absolutely.
PC, you would just be getting PC Game Pass, and it's only $10.
Yeah.
$10,
Oh,
and I
nice.
think you get like your first month for $1 or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You play games like this.
Sometimes 3 months. Sometimes they'll give you like 3 months for $1. Anywho.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. So no, I'm with you, Gage. It's sort of a letdown that we didn't really get like a time, like not even like a year. I didn't even say like
That's what I mean.
2023,
Like,
right?
At least just sell us next
Nothing.
year,
Yeah, nothing. Like it's one thing to be like Q1 or but like there's not even a 2023 on there. So really hoping it comes sooner than later. But the fact that the day it comes out, it's coming to Game Pass. Man, that's huge. That's huge for gamers because tell me, besides Elden Ring, which is now out, tell me a more anticipated game like across the board. You know what I mean?
especially
It's
for the
kind of
hardcore
hard.
community. Like there's the people who love Hollow Knight, like love Hollow Knight. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, it's massive. Like you go like any Nintendo Direct, you look at the chat anywhere for any of their directs, and it's like Silk Song. People just are fiending for this game.
yeah.
All right, next game. What do we got?
So this is really
Hey.
fun. I think this is right. This is the High on Life reveal, which is like a Justin Roiland game. I'm gonna assume.
Oh man,
And it looks weird and everything that all the trappings of the Rick and Morty verse. These are the people who made Trover Saves the Universe and a couple other VR experiences. Just weird, wild stuff, but.
Mhm.
For me, I really, as much as people love to hate on Rick and Morty sometimes. I mean, it's just it's gonna be weird and cool, and it does it for me for sure.
You know what's really funny? Quick side note: the first Justin Roiland game that I know of is actually a point-and-click Rick and Morty adventure that they did, I think, on the Adult Swim website. Back,
Nice.
I think it was during season 1, yeah, and it was like really short and cool, but it had like the Monkey Island vibes and everything,
Okay.
It was really fun, and they poke fun at the genre a lot, and I wonder if there's a way like anyone could really get into it. But as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, no, of course Justin Roiland is probably a big nerd. I could see in the future, maybe we'll get some games from him or whatever. And here we are. It's almost like Justin Roiland is just. He's a perfect guy to bring into video games, and I'm just so happy he's in that space as well. Trover Saves the Universe seemed like such a great VR experience, but that's the problem. Like, I don't have VR. You know what I mean? I want VR, but I just don't have it. So I was waiting for something.
I adored it. I played it on Oculus Quest, and like, I think I'm actually really surprised that there's not more third person or like RTS-y type of vibe games on VR. I think it actually works way better in a lot of ways than the first person stuff. Like,
Yeah.
it was like, it's like you're playing Banjo-Kazooie or whatever, but you see and move the level around,
Right.
teleport wherever you want, and like it worked really good to like use for puzzles, and
Yeah.
plus it was just hilarious and weird, and it was really cool. And this game looks gorgeous actually too.
Yeah. It looks like
It's very pretty.
incredible. Like the colors and in HDR which this laptop isn't even in HDR and 4K, like I guarantee you this game will hit really hard. And I mean, haters are gonna hate, but like at the same time, this is gonna be a good game. I can feel
the
it.
guns are weird creatures that talk to you the whole time. I'm
Did
all
you-
about it. Like,
Nobody seems to notice or say that one of the guns was JB Smooth.
yeah, how
Come
sick is
on.
that?
You know about JB Smooth, Miguel?
I don't.
You've never seen Pootie Tang?
I have seen Pootie Tang.
Oh
actually.
yeah, he's the bald guy that he's I forget what his name is on there, but yeah, he's fucking hilarious. If you heard his voice, you'd know immediately. Most likely.
Stabby. I like Stabby a lot. I'm excited
Yeah,
about that.
that's
although
pretty
eyeball
gruesome.
is pretty gross.
It's pretty gruesome stuff. Overall, I am ready for this game. My body is ready. Coming day one to Game Pass, right? It's another one, right?
I don't have that written down, but I think that's true.
Pretty sure. Not sure.
Yeah, I
Something.
believe it is.
Cool, yeah, so looks like a cool game. Oh, and then I just wanted to note, like, man, look at what Sarah Bond's wearing.
So cool.
I was like, denim.
It's like denim Jedi.
Denim. I was saying like Assassin's Creed denim. She's
Okay,
just
alright. Yeah,
she's
yeah,
just
yeah.
missing the fucking the hood.
The hood.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sarah Bond. She's cool. I'm glad she's more forward-facing part of the Xbox team now. I think she's rad.
Yeah, she's great. Miguel, if you don't know about Sarah Bond, she's she works at Xbox and she always shows up at these events and says a bunch of stuff. Sometimes she's looking like she just like got off a motorcycle and walked right on stage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's
So-
kind of savage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's got a style.
Yeah.
But we like Sarah Bond, just like Aaron Greenberg. You know.
So this next announcement is wild. It's not really one for me, but again, this is an example for me of how this show has something I think for everyone.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave
really
it here.
unexpected partnership, but Riot Games partnership with Xbox and Game Pass, and yeah, you can see all the stuff on screen right there coming to Game Pass, which is just wild, super cool.
Yeah, so we got League of Legends. Ooh, there goes the overlay. Let me lock that.
All gravy.
How do I lock it? I don't know how to lock it.
I don't actually know how
I'll
to do
just
that.
be more careful. League of
OBS,
Legends,
whatever.
all champions unlocked. That's fucking huge. Do you know like the amount of like money you would have to spend in the game itself, like buying crystals or whatever the fuck, just to
Yeah.
unlock all
Yeah,
these
Could
champions?
imagine.
All champions unlocked is huge. League
Yeah.
of, I don't know what Wild Writ is, but I'll try it out.
I don't
That's
know.
cool.
Yeah, something.
Valorant, all agents unlocked. I mean, Valorant is just as big as Counter-Strike.
It's huge right now. It's wild that it's as big as it is.
What's the
but,
current Counter-Strike called again? Counter-Strike.
Global Offensive?
Yeah. No.
Am I right?
No, I
Counter-Strike
don't-
Go? No. That's
No,
all-
yes,
sorry.
yes, you're right. Counter-Strike Go. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Valorant is like Counter-Strike Go, but with like champions, agents or whatever.
A little
So-
more hero shootery.
Right. So you only have like, so many that you can use, just like League of Legends, same thing. But this is like a shooter and it's huge. And the fact that you can just play any agent with Game Pass, that's insane. And then, these other ones, Teamfight Tactics, even a mobile game in there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Well, play it on your
It's-
backbone or on your, on your Xbox Game Pass cloud or whatever, and you got it.
it's just like what Miguel said. What'd you say?
About
What'd you say about the showcase?
Xbox Game Pass.
Game Pass, dude. That's right.
That's all they were doing.
Look at that.
That's all they were doing.
Press the
They
Game
don't-
Pass button.
It feels like they don't even want you to buy games anymore. They
Yeah.
just want you to subscribe.
Heck yeah, man.
And you're right on the
Because then
money
it's
with
going to
that.
be like a gym membership that they want people to just pay,
Mhm.
and then they don't even have time to play.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Yeah. Who's going to the gym, but you're gonna, you're guilted into
You're
it.
going to pay for that gym membership even though you haven't gone in 2 months
Yep.
because they're
Yeah,
expecting you to forget.
I'm down to get back into League of Legends, especially now with Game Pass. Whenever
Oh,
this,
gosh. I don't know. It's a whole nother time sink, but you never know.
dude, everything's a time sink. You know me, man.
very
I
true.
just want to play every game. That's the problem.
right.
The problem with
There's
me
not
is
enough time in the world.
there's just not enough time. But
there's not enough time.
but I like MOBAs.
But
MOBAs are cool.
This is really cool to see. I mean, it's further like establishing the link of Xbox being PC focused in a lot of ways. And, it's just building the ecosystem. So pretty rad.
Yeah, I think one of
yeah.
the things that people say about PC Game Pass is it's like, oh well, it doesn't really set itself apart from Xbox Game Pass. You know what I mean? Like, there's not enough PC specific things, and like this definitely cuts into that. And also, I want to dispel that. It's not exactly true. There's actually a lot of games on there that are only on PC. Although now they're starting to port some over to Xbox as well. But like,
which is cool. I mean, bring that to more people. What's wrong with that?
Crusader Kings 3 on Game Pass PC alone is just a great thing. But Humankind was a really cool game. You know what I mean? Like that, they just have a lot of cool strategy games, like PC focused games on there. They also have one of the best games of the year, Vampire Survivors, on there, and that's only on PC. So, just saying.
Cool.
But this just gives them more ammo. I mean, think about it. League of Legends, every fucking champion unlocked. It just blows my mind. It blows my damn mind.
Yeah, that's absurd.
Crazy.
Next up, we have Plague Tale Requiem. This is the sequel to Plague Tale Innocence. This game looks absolutely stunning. I think is it UE5? It might be.
Possibly. I'll look into that right now.
It's all good. I'm playing the first one right now. I got interrupted by Elden Ring, so I haven't gone back to it, but I do intend to finish it. This next iteration looks way more like brutal and like there's some more maybe a little minor action stuff because the first one's really just kind of a stealth game in a lot of ways. But really cool, gorgeous game. Even the first one is really awesome, and it's got a lot of like almost like Last of Us-y vibes in some ways. It's a cool world, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, Miguel, if you had Game Pass, you could play this game or the first game, and let me tell you, it's a great game. And he's right.
Is that on PC or no?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, it's on both Game Pass. I mean, I have Ultimate, so I can play it on either. And a lot of times the save actually crosses between the two, so I can kind of play it on like either the console or PC and just continue the save at my leisure, which is great. Not every game does this, but let me tell you, first game is great. This game looks even more brutal because it's even because like you're more grown up at that point, right?
Yep.
So you're over here stabbing people in the neck. It's fucking crazy. Yeah. Before you just had a sling.
The rat mechanic in the first one is crazy. I mean, there are like
so
these
metal
hordes of rats that are like waves of. They're
yeah, you can see them right here actually.
Yeah,
right there for like a split second.
My wife freaks out when we play this game. We've been kind of like, she's been kind of watching me play it, and the rats give her nightmares for sure.
I feel like the Last of Us comparison is fair because it's like it's a deep story about the characters and like it's about family essentially, which you can argue Last of Us is about, but it's also a horror game.
Absolutely.
It's also a horror game, like first and foremost.
Yeah,
at
it's
the
really
end of the
suspenseful. There's tons of tension and like moments of silence, and then crazy eruptions of like hectic scenes.
Violence.
You know what I mean? So it's cool.
Scary ass violence, dude. Just rats like literally reducing a body to bone in like seconds. It's fucking crazy.
It's pretty cool tech. I mean, like this is a relatively small team that makes it. I forget what the name of
Asobo.
them is, but yeah, thank you, Asobo. And the rat tech itself. I mean, crazy mechanic. It's cool.
Yeah, first one's an impressive game, and I'm stoked for the next one. Just like with Hellblade, the next Hellblade is gonna be great. Totally. Which we didn't see any Hellblade here. We didn't see any Hellblade. That was an
interesting omission. That is interesting.
But I think again, it's like you said it up top. It's just the showings of like, what are we gonna play in the next 12 months?
Yeah, and maybe Hellblade's next fall, and that would be cool.
Right, exactly. So this is all games leading into summer 2023. So yeah, and we also didn't get any Halo. We should call that out. But my prediction is we'll just get Halo when Halo's ready to talk about Halo, like in just its own kind of capacity. But 343, man. Let's move on to Forza Motorsport.
Again, one that it's not necessarily for me, but people who are stoked about it, I'm sure are really stoked. This game looks gorgeous. Obviously, it's like a tech showcase for any new console generation. I loved this. My Forza Horizon was my first Forza, and
Oh.
I had a blast with it. We played some of it, Jacob. That was really cool.
I'm ready to get back in whenever, dude.
Yeah, well, yeah. Spoilers for a little later in the showcase, but
Boop, boop.
this looks gorgeous. It's cool. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say about it.
It's
I
gonna.
just thought it was really pretty.
Yeah.
Very, very pretty.
What'd you
Yeah.
think about the destruction, or like the damage, the car damage, Miguel? Was that impressive?
I mean, they're barely doing that.
I mean, there. It's more. It seems like it's really detailed in this game. But yeah, no, cool. Also,
Yeah, I
there
mean,
was this thing right here. When you're looking, it's all ray trace, but when we were looking at these trees and then the water effects and stuff, I don't know, it just looks great. Like overall, the graphics in this game look really intense.
Very, very pretty. Very pretty game.
I know it'll be on Game Pass, so I'll try it out. I like to race in racing games. You know what I mean? I'm always down. So sign me up. I don't know, man. I feel like there's not a game in here I won't play on this in this entire showcase. But I'd say that
yeah,
this is
I'll
huge.
try it out. It's pseudo free for so why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's not.
Pseudo-free.
It's like Forza Horizon 5 is like definitely more of the game for me because it's more casual. It's like more just having a good time. But this game, I feel like you won't have as much weird, hacky type people doing weird exploits in the game. I think it'll be more of a game you could take seriously. So it could be like more of the racing game that people are looking for, and it's just good. It's great because the Forza Motorsport fans out there have been waiting for this announcement, and it's like, boom, we delivered. So we're good to go.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Next game, what do we got?
Next is Overwatch. We got a release date of October 4th. I wasn't certain if that was for early access release or if that was the full 1.0 release.
Whoa! You skipped
It
over
seemed
something.
like early access.
Oh, sorry. Did I skip?
You skipped
Sorry,
over
did I
something
skip?
huge.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
No, you're good. You're
yeah,
good.
Microsoft. Yeah.
Flight Sim, baby. They're adding
Flight Sim,
fucking
yeah.
helicopters, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm ready. They're adding helicopters, but there was something else.
Lands on some cool stuff. Yeah, the big one
Right
for
here.
me is this right here that we're watching on screen. The Pelican from Halo
Yes,
coming
sir.
in looks badass.
Look at that. And it, you had the ho 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 ho
Oh,
ho
it's so
ho ho. The music was popping in. So yeah, I'm down. I'm down to fly a Pelican into space. Well, fuck not. But
Yeah.
to me,
it's
like
really rad.
the bigger announcement, as like a guy who likes to play flying games, I am down to take a helicopter and just fly over the strip. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
Just hover
nice.
in front of the Luxor or something.
Oh, yeah.
Terrorize people
Pyramid.
inside.
There's some helipads on the top of a couple of the casinos, so I'm sure you could,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's good. That'll be a fun stream to do. Trying to
Heck yeah.
land on things as a helicopter. Okay,
Yeah,
so
go right over your house and show everyone where you live.
I got why the fuck not? I took a couple screenshots I was like, "Oh, look, I'm flying." Like I paused the game to where it's, it just like fully freezes the game, and it was right over my grandpa's house. So there you go.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep, I have that screenshot still. Okay, so Overwatch 2. Go ahead, Gage.
Yeah. So October 4th again. Maybe we'll watch this B-roll and see if it says it. But I wasn't 100% sure if it was like that is when full early access is going, so it's no longer just the beta. Yeah. See you on October 4th. I don't know. Maybe it's
Yeah.
just the full thing.
Could be. Well, no, the guy,
Uh,
because they did say specifically early access.
Okay,
Here's
cool.
somewhere,
Yeah, it did
so let's
say
see if
early
I can
access, I
find
thought.
But
that.
right now it's been the invite-only beta for a while, right? Like you've had to watch streams and then they give out codes or something like that.
Yeah, they just had like beta events. So
Cool. So that'll be cool. And they showed off a new character. I
Oops.
didn't get her name, but she's one of the like Junktown people, and she looked pretty cool.
yeah, she's like the Junker Queen.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
it looks like more Overwatch. People were pretty high on the initial betas and stuff. It sounded. I'm most interested in to see what the single player elements are. I
Yeah.
played Overwatch for a while, but then the meta started to change to a way I was just not very good. So I dropped off. But
Yeah, it became too like CC, like push around everyone, and I just
Yep.
wanted to be fun.
I
don't know.
honestly didn't like the community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
I got tired
community's
of it.
terrible. Just like League of Legends.
That's why I was like, I'm I mean, it's great. Like they have a sequel, but I'm probably not going to play it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fair
and
enough.
you
I,
don't
I
have
put
to-
in a ton of time on the first one, and I just feel like I got burnt out for one, and then on top of that, I just feel like the community wasn't very nice.
Yeah,
No,
not
It
to,
it became unenjoyable.
Yeah,
totally.
they're-
Not to harp on the more political and the more downer topics of the gaming industry, but I've had a little bit of trepidation about supporting Activision Blizzard stuff too a little bit recently.
Oh.
Yeah, fair enough.
I have hope for the future that it's going to get better, but obviously we need to see that happen before I'm super hyped on giving my
Yeah.
money. But
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. I totally
think that's
understand.
fair.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to want. Like I'm a lifelong Blizzard fan, and it's like
course.
things have just fucking eroded over time, and we are where we are. So I'm just hopefully optimistic in the future about how things could be positively changed as Microsoft taking over
Yeah.
the reins, but at the same time, like, you never know, and you have to know when you know, and you actually see it happening.
totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, if we're just talking about games, like Overwatch 2 is just Overwatch. It's still Overwatch. You're just missing. It's one less player. So instead of 6v6, it's 5v5. So it is reinvented in a way. It changes the meta and everything. There are some new characters with like we got this sick ass axe lady. That's cool. There's another character as well. And it also,
And
if you
hey,
haven't,
if the single player stuff is cool, or like
Right.
if it's like
Yeah.
squad up and do like PVE stuff, I guess is more like the term for it. It might be really fun. So whatever, we'll see.
yeah. So we'll see how that goes. I'm more stoked on the next Blizzard thing that's shown, but I'm not sure if that's next. So let's see what's next. What is this world premiere?
This is just a small thing. We won't spend a lot of time on it. Aura History Untold looks like a Civ like.
Oh,
or like
yeah,
a
yeah.
Humankind like
Mhm.
Yeah.
RTS maybe, but maybe more of like a strategy game. I don't know. It
You
looked
would,
cool.
The genre is like, I mean, if we're talking about like the Civ genre, people call it 4X, which I think
Yeah, I don't know if
means,
this is
like,
like a hexagonal type of like
you know.
tile-based game like that is, but
Right.
I don't know if we saw that, but it could be
What-
similar. for
yeah,
sure.
it's got the Civilization vibes though for sure. Like, could be
I
like
honestly
you
thought
have a
that's
nation,
what it was
a
Me
nation
too.
of some sort.
until they said what it was, and I was like, okay, so it's not so.
You have to research things or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's
didn't
cool though, like
realize.
alternate history maybe. Like some
Yeah.
like inventions that don't really exist, but like it might be really cool. Who knows? I've been playing a lot of Civ on my Switch actually randomly. It's just
Ooh.
a fun like couch game.
Yes.
So
I
yeah.
love Civ. I love every 4X game. Like, again, Crusader Kings 3 is dope. I've tried Humankind. I want to play more of it. There was actually a little bit about that, and I think Summer Games Fest, they're adding more civilizations into that game. It's totally fun. I recommend, if you haven't tried any 4X games, like, obviously dive right into Civ. But, like, games like this, I'm always high on. So, again, another game that I can say I'm down to play. What do we got?
Totally.
What's next?
I'll try it out. This was the next part here was the Pete Hines came on and kind of gave us the rundown on kind of the ongoing Bethesda games. I like the way they did this. I just wanted to say, like, Pete Hines is the man. I love him coming out and constantly dropping the, fuck Nazis and shit. Like he's never afraid to just be on point with his messaging. And I think this was a good way to kind of run through the stuff that, like, of course they have to give us updates on, but a lot of people like probably tune out for.
Right.
So Elder Scrolls High Isle expansion.
Yep.
There was a Fallout 76 Pit DLC.
Into the pit, baby.
And then was there something else? I don't know.
No, it's just those two. That's
yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
We're showing some Into the Pit footage here. Apparently that was a DLC from Fallout 3.
It was Fallout 3. Yep.
It was fun.
I never beat Fallout 3. I played a bunch of it, and I didn't play any of the DLC of Fallout 3. So I don't know.
It was really good. It's essentially
But-
like a gladiator pit that you get thrown into, and you have to like win fights eventually to get out. But you get some really cool like unique weapons in there. It's kind of feels like Mad Maxy sort of.
Cool.
It was cool.
Yeah, I'm always down to. Well, number one, I bought Fallout 76 when it came out, so
too.
let's just let's put that out there. But I try to play ESO. It's just I don't know. I'm not trying to play MMOs so much, and it's got very MMO-y vibes, but it's still going strong. People love it, so more content.
good for
That's
them.
great. Fallout 76, I enjoy going back to it, and any kind of any reason for me to come back is cool. I think I got some friends that are ready to hop back in and try it out. So yeah,
I'd play it for a
hopefully it's
day or
fun.
two with you. I don't think I'd stick around long, but I like the base building in there. Like
Yeah.
it's fun.
It's
really
actually not a bad game. Again, Miguel, it's on Game Pass. So yeah, there you go. $10
next
you can
one,
play
rather
it.
have a new Fallout game, to be honest with you.
There you go.
I'm ready for
Or
just
a new
yeah,
Elder Scroll game.
yeah. I'm just ready for a new one. I mean, Starfield is gonna be great, but that's
It's gonna-
Yeah,
we'll talk
that
about that.
I think.
Okay,
Um,
now here we're about to hit it big right now, bro.
Yeah, this is when we start kind of Well, So I was all about this. This looks insane and really fun. Forza Horizon 5, Hot Wheels DLC, orange tracks are back, baby. Some crazy
Let's
looking
go.
cars going through volcanoes and cliff sides and absurdity. It looks really fun.
I cannot fucking wait for this game or this DLC to come out. I'm gonna play the shit out of it. It's included in Game Pass, so no extra charge. You can just, as soon as the content comes out, you're good to go. So I'm ready. My body's ready for this. Miguel,
Yeah, me too, man. I'm gonna jump in with you.
what do you think? Looks cool, Miguel?
Yeah, it looks fun. Yep.
Graphically, looks great.
Yeah, looks good. I would play it.
Yeah,
That,
Game
that
Pass.
seems like a game that you just hop in and have a good time, and then move the fuck on.
That's how it goes,
Seems
man.
like a fun way to like mess around with the cars and stuff too. You know, it's like the Horizon thing. There's like so much like off-road stuff. They've got all the kind of different stuff, but this would probably be a place to like just make your crazy cars do crazy things. So I'm down with it.
Any excuse to jump back in the game and do some goofy shit, I'm ready. What's
Cool.
next? Oh, we had this Arc 2. Yeah.
Or two.
Not really a
Dinosaurs.
trailer. Go ahead and do your best Vin Diesel, Gage.
I actually don't really have a Vin Diesel, but you know,
It's
it
about
was
family.
I ride T-Rexes.
That T-Rex is my
So-
cousin. It's
yeah,
family.
whatever.
It's
Arc
family.
2, Vin Diesel, 2023, cool, whatever.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
look, Arc
know-
1 I wasn't super into, but I did get into Conan, that Conan
Exiles.
survival game.
Yeah.
It plays a
Yeah.
lot like Arc, and I was actually having fun with it. So, who knows? Arc 2 could be cool. I'm assuming it's on Game Pass. I'm pretty sure it is. Whatever.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that's what they're trying to communicate here, but it seems like maybe there's a little more story elements or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Right. Yeah. Cool. We'll check it out when I want to see what it is when it actually launches. Next
Totally.
up, we got Scorn, bro.
HR Giger weirdness.
Yeah, pull that pee-pee out of your belly, baby.
Super
Yeah,
weird.
look, this was weird. I would play this.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely gonna play it. I mean, you got to at least. It's gonna be weird, body horror weirdness, but it might be really like. What if the story is really cool and existential and crazy? I don't know. We'll see.
I am so excited for this game, guys. I
Yeah.
cannot fucking wait to stream.
Coming this year
and-
too, October
this
21st,
game.
2022. That's awesome.
Dude, it's coming this year, and it's gonna be perfect for fucking, creepy month time. So I'm ready. And you know what I mean? Like, everything's gonna be made out of tentacles, tongues, and body parts, and just sign me up.
I think there could be some really like hauntingly beautiful moments in this game too. Who knows? Like it might be really rad. So see.
Yeah, no, I'm high on it. Next game, also published by Kepler. Go ahead and take it away. I gotta close the door
Yeah,
in
this
here.
was interesting. This was a total surprise for me. I guess that we had seen a teaser for it before, but maybe it just didn't show off the same way. Flintlock, coming early 2023, third-person action. People were comparing it to Forspoken. I was seeing in the live chats while watching this. It looks rad. Like I all of a sudden this rose to the top of one of my more anticipated games. So we'll see.
See, I would say that to me, less Forspoken and more God of War, honestly.
Word, totally. The apps
You know what I
and
mean?
everything.
Yeah, like not exactly, but it's just like the way that the combat kind of looks from the third person angle. Like it seems like your attacks have weight. Like there's kind of like execution style things happening there. It's just but
Totally.
it has its own feel to it. I'm ready for this game, man. This looks great.
Little fox creature, super cute. I'm all about that.
Yeah, man. What do you think about all the triangles, Miguel? There's a lot of triangles in this game.
A lot of triangles going on.
Look at that triangle, dude.
I'm a fan of a triangle.
Yeah, man.
This is one I'd probably have to play.
Yeah, looks great.
before I could really give you any insight.
Okay, fair enough. Does it? What would you say your excitement level is for just the gameplay?
Does it move me? Does it move my bowels? No.
No. Oh
But
no. Your poop's
I'm not
just
saying
staying.
I wouldn't play it.
Your poop's
Yeah.
just staying in one spot. That's what I'm
Yeah.
hearing.
Yeah. Slightly constipated.
No prairie dogging.
You might
No.
need a little bit of water in your diet, my friend. Mo Yang,
I drink plenty of water. Thank you very much.
what do we got for Mo Yang?
This was Minecraft Legends, an action
Yeah.
strategy game from the Minecraft makers. I'm sure this will be huge. It's got a cool cell shading style, which I didn't expect. I thought
Yeah.
interesting. Looks like I guess it's pseudo isometric or kind of top down action something or other.
Yeah, I'd say it's kind of the isometric might be the way to say it, honestly.
Yeah, looks gorgeous. I mean, looks cool.
Yeah, for sure. Let me get to the little gameplay portion here.
I'm
there
not
we
really
go.
a Minecraft guy, but I mean, I thought this was really really interesting. At least I'm sure people will go crazy for it.
Have either of you guys?
So I think if you're already a Minecraft fan, you're gonna like this game.
Yeah, no doubt.
So you guys know I like Minecraft Basic,
Yeah.
but have you guys tried Minecraft Dungeons at all?
No.
No, I'm typically not much of a dungeon crawler dude, anyways, so it didn't really do anything for
You
me.
don't like
but
Diablo?
I do, but that's probably the only one that I really get into.
So Minecraft Dungeons really just plays like Diablo. It's like Diablo Light. So, excuse me, it's Diablo simplified. It's actually a really good game. They've added a bunch of content I haven't tried out. I want to kind of jump back into it. But this game, originally the leaks and the rumors and stuff were saying oh, Mojang is making a RTS, straight up, StarCraft, AoE, whatever. But this is more of an action strategy game, almost like tower defense-y. And to me, what this game reminds me of the most is Brutal Legend. So I don't know if you guys have tried that game out in the past, but
I remember that game.
yeah,
I don't think I played it though.
gameplay wise, it starts out as an action game straight up, but then it starts to kind of add in these RTS elements while you're in an action game. So it's real-time strategy at the same time of a third-person action game. So it's really weird and strange,
Interesting.
but really cool. I mean, it's one of my favorite games. It's so metal and so fucking cool. But it's the strategy elements that I found to be really interesting and the way it worked. And I think that they're drawing inspiration from that. So it's not exactly an RTS. And I'm ready to try it out, man. I played all the Minecraft games. I like survival games. I like being creative in games, like building stuff. That's why I like original Minecraft. And I like Minecraft Dungeons because it's just a chill version of Diablo, essentially. So yeah, and I just welcome Mojang's creativity, and I'm ready for this. I
Cool.
thought it was
Yeah.
a cool announcement. The next game we got was
Lightyear Frontier is what
be-
it's called.
being a Gundam that farms.
Yeah, Farming Gundam. It looks cool, man. It looks really gorgeous. Looks kind of peaceful. Maybe bigger street, all the but kind of survival game / farming sim. I don't know. I'm into it. I'll totally give this a night or two and see how I feel.
Miguel, how do you feel about survival
Yeah,
games?
I would probably play it. I'd give it a chance.
Cool. Yeah, I think it looks really fun. For some reason, my mind thought that Slime Rancher a little bit.
Yeah, I feel that.
Slime
You know what I
Rancher.
mean? It's like Slime Rancher, but it's also Harvest Moon. But then you're in a robot the whole time. I don't know, dude. This game, you put me in a mech and I'm down. I don't care what it is.
feel ya.
Dude.
I hope it doesn't feel too cumbersome to be in the mech all the time. Sometimes with these games, I just wish that I could just zoom out and kind of go to whatever vantage point I want to
Mhm.
my farm and stuff. So if it
Yeah.
feels a little too you're in a box, I might not jive with me. But otherwise, it looks cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm going to try this one out for sure. What else we got?
Next up, we had
Mm.
Gunfire Reborn. I don't know anything about
Mm.
this, but I guess it's been announced before, so this is further announcement stuff. I don't know.
I have one thought for this game. It's for the
Mm.
kids,
Yeah.
It's for children's.
I'd say.
Yeah.
Kids got to have something cool to play.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just some action, simple, whatever. Yeah, so we don't have to spend a long time on that one. We can just move on through. This is the one
I tried that one out.
This was the one kind of part of the showcase that did like lull a little bit, but it not. I wouldn't say like in any way that I was like bored. I just kind of was like, all right, well, I don't have to look too hard at some of this stuff. Actually, this game looks epic.
This game was cool. So the next game, it's sort of like a Lovecraftian Metroidvania, I guess, is the vibe I'm getting.
The Last Case of Benedict Fox is what it's called.
Yeah, this game intrigued me quite a bit, actually.
I 100% for sure will probably, like, I'll just say 100% I'm going to play through this. I'm going to go for maybe all the achievements. I don't know. You know, this is the
I'm
type of game
it's probably not too long of an experience. It looks like just really kind of narrative heavy, and I love the vibes. This whole section in the black and white looked really trippy.
Yes.
It does remind me of the Artful Escape, which I played last year and absolutely loved. So.
Oh my God, what a good game that was. This like originally I thought like, oh, it's a platformer, but no, it's Metroidvania. I could just tell. So yeah, sign me up. I'm down. Looks cool. You know, Hollow Knight, any of these games, I fucking love it. I get sucked right in. This game, the next one here, is interesting. My reaction was, this is a Greg Miller-ass game.
Hell yeah, it is. As Dusk Falls, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
Yep. Coming out July 19th, which is cool. I guess Quantic Dream devs, is that what I heard?
Oh, I missed that, but that makes sense. Because they're in, like, Montreal or something.
French. Yeah, they're French, I think, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe French. I don't.
French-Canadian?
That's what I thought. Because they won some sort
of.
It
was straight up in France, but maybe I'm wrong. I could be.
I don't know. I just saw some sort of like Tribeca festival thing, so I was like, oh, these guys are definitely from Canada.
But it might be cool. Yeah. I don't know if I like the art style or not. I mean, it's cool and painterly and whatever, but I just don't know if it's gonna vibe moment to moment. But maybe it will.
Yeah. Apparently, it just has a ton of branching story paths and stuff, so could be really cool. We technically didn't see gameplay. Like, we saw like the cutscenes from the game. We don't know what like moment to moment gameplay will look like when you pick maybe dialogue options, or like, you know, are you gonna do this or that? Like, we don't really see what, like, I haven't seen any like prompts on the screen that says press X or A for this, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know what the fuck this really is, but I just know that it'll be narrative, and it seems huge, and it seems like it's gonna branch off on a lot of paths. So if you like narrative games, I think this is the game for you. So we'll just jump into the next one. We got Naraka Blade Point, which I feel like this was really interesting one to bring up on an Xbox showcase, because originally this was debuted I think either at a PlayStation event or a State of Play, as like sort of a console exclusive for PlayStation. I think PS4 or PS5. Can't remember exactly. I know it came to PC. I don't think it's free to play, but essentially it is a like a action beat 'em up style battle royale. So I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if like how gear falls into that, because with battle royales you start with like nothing, and then you have to pick up like weapons, and then you know what I mean, like you get stronger, and then you can take people down, and you want to be the last one standing. I don't know if it works like that, but I just know that like essentially you do have to be the last warrior standing, and it's all melee weapons and stuff. So cool shit. Glad to see it coming with Game Pass. Again, just like Miguel said, Naraka Blade Point, just another reason to get Game Pass. Console, PC, cloud, the full plethora. What are your thoughts on Naraka Blade Point, Gage?
I don't know too much about it. Apparently, it's kind of popular. But it looks like maybe it's fun. I don't know. Is it?
It's a battle royale.
A multiplayer thing?
Yeah, it's a multiplayer battle royale, like out of 50 or 60 players, I think is what they said. Like I was saying to Miguel, I'm not sure how gear works into it, but I just know that you have to be like the last warrior standing, and it's all melee combat. So,
cool.
Always seemed like a cool game. I always wanted to try it out. Now it's coming to Game Pass. There's no reason to not. I mean, you know, Xbox gets my $15 a month. So
no doubt. All right, here we go with Pentiment. This is a weird one, huh?
Obsidian, man. You know, we heard so many rumors about Obsidian's next game, and this is it.
They're not afraid to take chances, which I can dig. And
love
who
it.
knows, maybe it actually will be really cool. The art style's interesting. I just don't know. I don't know. I didn't know how to feel about it.
It reminds me of a game that I have on the PC whose name I don't remember currently. As far
Procession
as,
of Cavalry?
The arts. Which one?
Procession of Cavalry?
No.
Oh,
That one's pretty funny.
it reminds me of that.
Fuck.
Sorry,
It
continue,
looks
Miguel.
interesting. I'd probably play something like that.
It's
Yeah.
probably short and probably
Yeah.
if it's got a good story to tell and some weird little quirks and stuff, it might be cool.
Yeah, you're
I'm
probably
down.
looking like 5 or 6 hours at most.
Yeah,
it
this
reminds me of the Monty Python animations between that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I love it. It's very Terry Gilliam, indeed.
There you go.
I'm all for it, man. I'll try it out. I feel like this will be like a session or two, where you
Yep.
just sit down, you just smoke a bunch of weed, and you just play this game and laugh the whole time. That's the way
Cool.
I see it.
I'm into it.
What's next?
November. Why not?
We also got the
next we had Grounded.
Yep, Grounded 1.0, which I think everyone theorized would
Ooh.
happen. So, what do you guys think of this game?
Yep. I played it in early access and I had a great time. Spiders were scary.
Mhm.
I fell off of it, but I figured as it evolved and stuff, I might come back and check it out. So maybe I'll come back for the 1.0 release.
Cool, I'm down. I'm trying to get a
Yeah, it looks fun.
I'm trying to get a 4-player server going, so I'm ready. I was like
Heck yeah.
Grounded, but it just seems like there's so much more content now, so it's just like a perfect time to get in, and you could sit
And
down.
even when I
You could sit down in the
even
game.
when I played it, I still felt like I didn't scratch the surface of the whole thing. So who knows?
Same here, yeah. There was so much more to do, so cool. Really into Grounded. The next announcement is not the one I
This
thought.
is Ereban Shadow Legacy.
Ooh, yeah.
It looks intriguing. Like a stealthish action game. Looks like you're moving through the shadows. I like that it was like just kind of a third person thing. I thought it was maybe going to be more top down
Mm-hmm.
for this shows. So I was stoked to see that it's like third person gameplay. Who knows? It looks like maybe kind of like a little bit more generic, but if it has some fun stuff, it might be fun.
Yeah, I thought it looked great.
Yeah.
I'll try it out. It's going to be on Game Pass. I'm not sure it'll be like the best game ever, but I'll have a good time with it.
Kind of gives me like Origami vibes or something
yeah.
like that.
I thought the
you know?
same. Miguel, I'm going to pass it to you, and then I'll be right back, guys. So I'm going to roll this back.
All good.
What's next?
We have I think we're gonna keep seeing some of this. Oh yeah, this is still that game. But after this we go to Diablo 4, which was kind of a weird reveal because it didn't really no one really knew if it was Diablo 4 at first.
At
It just kind
first,
of looked
yeah.
like generic necromancy kind of stuff. I guess maybe they've been rolling out announcements for that game that I just haven't been paying attention to because they came back and they're like, oh yeah, this is our final class for this game, and I was like, wait, you guys have been announcing other classes? Like I don't know, I didn't hear
That's
anything.
what I thought was really odd too, because I hadn't heard about anything either, and I know some people who really like the Diablo franchise, and I'm surprised no one mentioned anything.
Yeah, like Diablo, I think it's called Immortal, is the mobile game that came out recently. Like I've been hearing about that, but I was just like, I didn't even know if Diablo 4 was like officially announced yet.
Yeah.
I don't. So that was kind of weird. I mean, it looked fine. I feel like Blizzard cinematics are actually usually prettier than we're not seeing it on the screen right now yet, but are usually actually prettier than the way it looked. So I was a little surprised, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Diablo is Diablo. Actually, the gameplay looked really good. So
I'm curious about the open world feature that the game has, and that's probably the only reason I might play it.
Yeah.
Because I put a lot of hours into Diablo 3, and my issue with those games has always been the repetitive nature of the game itself.
Totally.
You're just going in, and the maps are random, obviously, but I get bored. I feel like it's like the same thing over and over. Yeah. So, but I would definitely like to see what the open world aspect is going to be like for that game.
Yeah, the art direction I noticed, I mean, not necessarily in the CG trailer here, but in the actual gameplay, it looked like it was maybe a little bit more gritty and kind of
Hmm.
gross and darker. I know like Diablo 3 was really colorful and kind of splashy in its graphics and its art style. So like I thought this gameplay especially looked really good. The CG again, like I'm so used to Blizzard like kind of pushing the envelope when it comes to CG trailers, so I was a little I don't know, maybe not maybe I'm expecting too much, but it just didn't pop the way I thought it would.
Yeah, this wasn't the best CG trailer, but that gameplay, bro.
Yeah, it looks dope. And it looks gritty and gory and the character customization looks rad. So, I don't know.
I'll tell you what, man. Jacob Jones, this guy, he loves Diablo games. And I'll tell you what, this shit looked amazing. I don't know if you've tried Diablo 3 on console. The console port is incredible. The way that they support controller is really good. You know, the way that you typically play a Diablo game is that like you left click on a place or on a location, and then your character will walk there, and then you right click to do your attacks, and then you press the keyboard buttons to activate your abilities. The way that they translated that to controller is just like moving around the space with the left stick like you would in any game. But then adding in like dodges and stuff with the right stick, which wasn't even a capability even on keyboard and mouse, which I found really interesting. And it's like they really added a lot to the game to just use a controller, and it feels really nice. So it's interesting that all of this footage is captured on an Xbox Series X. And I'm sure that they'll just use the same design philosophies for the controller support. Overall, I'm impressed. I cannot wait to play this game. I'll roll up a sorcerer, freeze some bitches, and set them on fire. I'm ready, bro. Like, I want to try this game out so bad.
Horseback riding looks pretty rad.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Absolutely.
The world design looks like it's pulling from some like more like Divinity kind of vibes, which I liked a lot, or even Pillars of Eternity kind of vibe like style. So I thought it looked really gorgeous for sure.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, and I think what they were saying is like Diablo 2 is their inspiration, like for how they want the game to look, like art design wise, and like how gritty and dark and fucked up it looks. So I just love the horror aesthetic. It's less cartoony like than Diablo 3, and I think man, you see that there's a point in this, and I'm going to freeze frame where you can see like the skill tree, and I think that kind of goes to what you're saying, like Pillars of Eternity, where it's like unbelievably customizable with just a ton of options. Like, hopefully it's not obtuse and like hard to understand like what all of these skill trees and builds can do. But overall, I'm just
Blizzard's
like
usually
I'm very
really
impressed
good at that stuff. I feel like they're kind of the OG, like
No, you're right. I mean, who does Western RPGs, ARPGs and MMOs like best? It's probably Blizzard. They're the ones who kind of set the bar for like both of those big genres. Like, everyone's trying to be WoW, obviously, all the time, and like how many ARPGs have come out that are just basically Diablo clones. So like, yeah, of course, like we can expect great design with skill trees and everything that's going on here. But I mean, just this gameplay, it just looks so damn good. I just cannot wait to sink my teeth into this game, roll up every character. And just so you know, I only play on hardcore mode. Thank you very much.
Ooh.
I don't fuck around.
Hey.
Permadeath.
Why don't you put your dick away?
Flex.
I gotta put my penis on the table and say, you're gonna chop it off if I die.
Oh, wow, hardcore indeed.
Yeah.
I thought the scorn part of the stream was over already. All right. So next up we had Sea of Thieves DLC, or I guess it's just continued kind of. Oh, look at that. That was
Hold
wild.
on, let me just pull up this really quick. I just want to look
what
at
the fuck
this
is happening
fucking
there.
skill tree for Diablo 4. I just had to show that on the stream one time. Okay.
Yeah,
so sorry, oh man, this Sea of Thieves news. Go ahead and get into it.
So Sea of Thieves has been rolling out. What is it? A 6-month like content thing where you actually affect like the fate of parts of the world. I think this I kind of missed it in this announcement when we were watching it the first time, but I think this has to do with kind of seeing the end of that cycle, maybe, right? Or
So essentially, what they did this year with their what do you call it, path or whatever,
Yeah,
their
the path. Yeah.
their content map. I think that is the term. Is that like essentially they're trying to try bigger things? Like essentially, Sea of Thieves launched as a very bare to bones game. It's just it was a cool game loop, but there wasn't a ton to really to keep you in the game. But over time, they've added so much stuff. Now you can't even log into the game and get on a boat without like you being bombarded with stuff to do, and it's great. It's just in a very good state, and so they're at the point in their development cycle to be like, okay, let's try something interesting now. And so I think it's been a monthly delivery package or 3-week delivery package of like content coming, and it's like some of this content is world changing to the point where like based on what players do in the world itself, it changes the world. It changes the world permanently, based on the decisions. Like essentially, like there was a location that used to be an outpost that was like fucked up, and then there was a big battle, and based on like who was fighting for what faction overall, that was like who helped one side or the other more, led to like a permanent change in the game, and like just stuff like that. But like what we got today was an announcement of a feature people have been asking for since day one, and that's to become a captain of your own ship. And I know that sounds kind of weird. It's like, whoa, wait, I thought you were being a captain. That was the point. But no, it's like you have a ship, and then you can like customize it. But look at this. Booty McBootface.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like now you can actually be a captain, like where you have a saved ship with a name, and you can even customize like the captain's quarters and stuff. And it's just like
leave an impact.
It's just a basic thing. Like you want to be a pirate, you want to be the pirate captain. Now you could do that, and that's great. It's just like they added an update, kind of not very recently. Time is fleeting, but where you can bury your own treasure, and you can essentially you bury your treasure on like whatever island you want. It's treasure that you earn through playing the game. And then you make a map and you put it on like essentially like a bounty board, and people can take the map and like actually dig up your treasure. And so like just the basic pirate things like being a captain, burying your own treasure, making treasure maps, right? They're like getting to that point in this game, and it's really cool. So anyway, I love this game.
I'm down to jump back in. I recently, actually last night, I was hanging out with some friends, and they were just telling me that they've been playing a bunch of Sea of Thieves. I was like, what? Are you serious? Let's do it.
Fuck yeah, man.
And so that was cool. I didn't even know they knew about it. So then they were like, yeah, man, Sea of Thieves rules. So I was like, all right, let's get in there. So yeah.
Such a great game. And it's just in a really it's just in a really good place right now. So what else we got?
That's awesome. I'm happy that Rare is having that renaissance. That's really cool. Next was I think it's called Ravenlock, I think.
Yes. Yeah, this is Ravenlock.
Didn't really do much for me, but maybe whatever.
It's the devs behind that Stranger Things style RPG. This seems more of like an action RPG, like in the vein of like Kingdom Hearts or something, if you will. At least maybe by the way it plays. So could be fun. This is a game that Jacob would play, 100%. I'm Jacob, and I'm gonna play this.
I got kid vibes from this too.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So yeah,
well,
could be
who
fun.
knows? It might be a surprise. I mean, it's again, we're just one of those things. There's something for everyone at this showcase, Nothing wrong with that.
True. Yeah. Where's Banjo? All right, let's go to the next.
Yeah,
let's go to the next thing.
Next, this is really cool. This is Cocoon. Coming day one on Game Pass. From the creator, the original, I think, designer of Limbo and Inside. This looked very different from what I expected, but also probably really just as revolutionary as far as puzzle design and all that stuff. I like the worlds within worlds kind of vibe. The art style was cool. It's interesting that it's like 3D now, with those other ones being more like 2.5D. So this is pretty intriguing for sure.
Right here, you're seeing on the B-roll, like this thing right there, that like weird move, that
right?
teleportation move, where like, you put down the orb and it shows like another dimension of the same space, and you can kind of warp into it. And I don't know, man, this shit looks like it's gonna mind bend. And I'm all for it. I love games like this. Oh man, there's this indie game I bought on the Switch that was really cool. That reminds me of this a lot. I just cannot think of the name, but anything where that's full of puzzles and platforming, like sign me up.
Look at
And
that.
These
It looks
devs.
like
Yeah, it looks pretty
it,
cool.
it looks like you're gonna be like affecting a puzzle within like a pocket dimension. Hey,
Yeah, you did it.
that then affects the outer dimension. That maybe even
Mhm.
affects the outer dimension. Like it's gonna be maybe too smart for me. I might be too much of a dum dum to make this, but maybe not. We'll see.
I'm all for it.
No, I'm really excited.
Miguel,
So,
what
yeah.
do you think?
No, that looks like something I would play. 100%.
Fuck yeah, Game Pass, get it. What's next?
This was a
Oh!
huge surprise. Team Ninja, Wolong Fallen Dynasty, early 2023, Game Pass day one.
Are you
Crazy.
secretly sponsored by Game Pass?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm sponsored by Jameson, Game Pass,
And you're not saying anything?
and Rockstar.
I've never played any of the Neo games. That's what everyone was speculating that this was throughout the trailer.
Oh, I see.
But I'm kind of stoked it's its own thing because it makes me feel more invited to jump in.
Mhm.
After recently playing Elden Ring, I've got the Soulsborne itch, and this is in the same ilk, and I would assume at least.
Yeah.
Looks crazy, maybe like a little more Chinese influence.
Mhm. Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited about it.
Miguel, what do you think, man?
That's one of those I'd have to try it. It didn't really do a whole lot for me, to be honest with you.
Okay. Team Ninja made what the fuck?
Ninja Gaiden.
Thank you very much. I had it and then I lost it. You know what I mean?
You're like Ninja. Well, I already said Ninja.
Yeah,
Ninja.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That's exactly what happened. No, Ninja Gaiden. The Ninja Gaiden games, not exactly Souls-like.
Yeah, but
Very difficult
Foundational, for
still. More just an action game. So like, I'm kind of thinking like this may be a return to form for Team Ninja to kind of do a Ninja Gaiden style game, but more of an samurai game. Like if this were Souls-like, sign me up. I love Souls games. But I'm not quite sure if that's what this is gonna be. But regardless,
Yeah.
it looks great, and I would love to play it. So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, and just like everyone always talks about showcases like the things that everyone's really excited for is the things they don't expect, and I just thought this was an unexpected thing, which was just cool. I like to see things where we have no idea, they're not leaked, we don't know the title and stuff, and
Yeah.
they're from big teams that are respectable. Like Team Ninja's huge, right? So
Yeah.
so we'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully we'll see more coming soon.
First thing I thought about that game was that it was like Onimusha or something. So huge.
Sure.
This is a big ass announcement.
This is maybe low key one of the bigger announcements of the whole thing.
Absolutely. I played no Persona games. How about you guys? Have you played any Persona games?
Miguel.
I have not, and I have Persona Royale sitting on my coffee table
Oh
that I still
damn.
need to open.
Well, you
Nice.
need to play that. It's supposed to be one of the best
I-
JRPGs
Along
ever.
with all the other shit that I need to play that's on my coffee table.
Gage.
I played a decent chunk of Persona 5, not Royal, but my nephew was bummed that he couldn't get a PS5, and he didn't even have a PS4. He was just coming of the age where his parents were comfortable like with him playing video games. And so he was excited because he thought his first console was going to be a PS5, but they couldn't find one. So I actually gave him my PS4. So I've been
Cool.
without a PlayStation for almost a year and a half now. And so I gave him that, and therefore my save file is halfway done on there, and so whatever. But so yeah, I'll probably jump back into Persona 5 Royal. It is an awesome game. It was super fun. So we'll see.
Nice. I'm hearing that this game that we're seeing B-roll of right now, Persona 3 Portable. I'm not sure what console it was on. Maybe it was on the
PSP.
PSP, I guess.
It was probably a PSP game.
Maybe Vita. but-
There's apparently not like a port of this game anywhere. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So this is actually huge because you can't even play this on the PS5 apparently.
I know.
Persona 3 Portable. So that's great. And just the fact that we're getting all 3 of the the most recent Persona games on Game Pass. This is the announcement I've been waiting for. Honestly, like I played no Persona games. Everyone has told me about Persona games being incredible my whole life. I feel like at least my whole adult life. Shit. But I am excited to dive into these. I typically don't play JRPGs, but like these are just recommended deeply by every human being on the planet. So it's killer. I will play this on my PC, by the way.
The best way I can describe Persona 5 from my experience with it is like a mix of like Pokemon, like Final Fantasy, Yakuza, but just like super anime. It just oozes style. There's like the whole thing's like jazz punk.
Yeah.
But there's like dating sim elements. I mean, it's just totally full of Japanese culture. Like Tokyo is it's such a cool space in the game. There's grindy elements. It's a long ass game. We all know that. But I was intrigued throughout the whole time, and I think you're gonna like it a lot. It's really cool.
My body is ready. Thank you, Atlas. Also, we don't really have to get into this, but there's been this like project with Hideo Kojima, rumored forever that it's going to be like a cloud-based game that's going to be really creative and cool to go with Game Pass, whatever. So they officially announced that here. You can see Hideo Kojima's beautiful face here talking. So I can't wait to see more about it. It's we didn't really get any details other than like, hey, it's cutting-edge games. So thank you, Hideo. Thank you.
Yeah, it's exciting. I mean, more Xbox push into the Japanese market too. So
huge. Apparently, I just read a report that said that like the Series X like outsold any other console like in the last whatever period sales thing or something. So in Japan, I mean. Apparently people are
saying because they've never had a foothold there at all, really.
Yeah, it's getting better, and like having Persona on there that helps too, and Yakuza and stuff. So I'm glad to see Xbox is coming along in Japan. But look at this graphic, coming to Xbox/PC over the next 12 months. There's a lot of games in here, but one that people pointed out to me that I didn't immediately see was Valheim is coming to Game Pass on PC. So that's really cool. I ended up buying that game. It's a lot of fun. I would love to play it with some people. I've only played it solo. It's going to be on Game Pass, so I look forward to that shit.
Nice. I've never played it, but it's always intrigued me, so that's cool.
Really cool survival game, and I love the way that the building works in there. You can see Requiem is coming, Dark Tide, Warhammer. You know how many Warhammer games we got. Atomic Heart, that's a standout. That game is...
Oh, yeah. Is that on this? I didn't even see it. That's awesome. Dead Space, shout out to that, too.
Fuck yeah. Slam Rancher 2, just because I called that out earlier. Callisto Protocol will be on Game Pass. That's a huge get. Somerville, everybody was kind of impressed with that game.
Totally.
Diablo 4 coming to Game Pass next year. Stalker 3, everybody's waiting for that one. That's going to be incredible. What else we got? And then just all the ones we kind of already heard, but replaced game. We're not seeing any. Miguel, if you haven't seen the trailer for Replaced, please watch it.
I haven't.
It looks really cool.
It's rad.
They talked about it.
I hope everyone
ago,
over there is cool. They're located in Belarus. That's why that game got delayed. So I hope. Hope everyone's safe. They had to like literally pick up and move their whole studio. I guess it sounds pretty hectic.
Yeah, so, I mean the same kind of thing with Stalker 3's development team just being affected by the war and stuff. So war is hell and fuck it. But just looking at this list, it's just like Miguel said, man. Get Game Pass. They're really hawking it.
Just like Miguel said.
Just like he said, just get it. Get Game Pass.
How much are you getting paid?
I'm getting paid nothing. I'm getting paid nothing. I'm just trying to explain that,
Oh my god.
I'm like preaching the world of Game Pass. Okay, and then the last section of this is Starfield. And so finally we're here. We could talk about it a bit. And wow, I was like fuming,
frothing.
I was like,
I am very, very intrigued and very, very worried about how many hours I would put into that game.
Oh yeah, no, it's
yeah, man. Agreed.
I feel bad.
It's
for
a
my
lot
wife,
of
for sure.
anxiety. Like it looks great. It looks
You're
like a
like,
lot
"Oh,
of fun,
no."
but I get a lot of anxiety.
I'm just gonna go around, collect materials, build ships over and over and again, and I'm not even
Yes.
gonna progress the story. And,
Oh,
and my
God.
my wife's gonna be like, "What are you doing? You haven't actually done anything in this game forever." I'm gonna be like, "Doesn't matter. My ship looks cool as fuck."
You're gonna be like,
I
"What are
put
you talking?"
200 hours into it, and I did the first quest.
You're gonna be like, "What are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
talking about? Do you see all of my bases? I made
Yeah,
10
yeah.
bases on
I have a whole
various
network.
planets.
Oh, jeez.
I
I
will
mean, like,
not stop playing this game. I
I
know.
really
I
want
know
to
it.
play it, but it worries me because I feel like that one I will not finish.
Okay, so
I mean, this literally feels like the promise. I mean, I love No Man's Sky for what it is, but this feels like, you know, Bethesda gameplay kind of. Every time I'm in No Man's Sky, I'm like, I wish this was just a Bethesda game, kind of. You know, and. You know, we'll see. You know, there was some speculation on if there's procedural stuff or whatever, but
Right,
I guarantee that they've been putting a lot of love into these planets, and I'm sure there's some secrets on every single one that matters. I think it's gonna be just insane.
honestly,
It's
I
gonna be
was
crazy.
about to bring up No Man's Sky. You know, couldn't have said it better myself. I was gonna ask, like, clearly you played No Man's Sky, Gage. Miguel, have you even tried the game
I
out?
have not played No Man's Sky. No.
Yeah, no, honestly, yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you, Gage. It's like No Man's Sky, but in the Bethesda space, in that it's like, could you imagine? Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Like, and actually, the homie Pizza Sam said, like, oh, it's sort of got Deep Rock Galactic vibes because, like, when you're harvesting things, the way that they're popping out of the wall, like, is reminiscent of
totally.
Deep Rock Galactic a little bit, and I'm just like, man, oh, wow. So starting with this little presentation, it's like 10 minutes, so I'll skip around. What you're seeing, it's like just putting yourself in there. The first minute and a half, I was like, oh, I already know. I'm fucked, man. This game, when
I'm
this game
fucked.
comes out,
I
I'm
was
done,
doomed.
dude. But then just noticing, like, even right here, like, look at the ray tracing, like the
Mhm.
reflections on the ground here. Let's see if I can pull this up a little.
Yeah, the environments, the red lighting
yeah,
versus
right,
the outside lighting, like
right here,
yeah.
like, you see that on the ground there, like, you can see, like, right here, you can see those reflections on the ground from the lights, like,
coming
visually.
onto your gun too, like it's wild.
oh,
Yeah.
man. Like, visually, it's striking. It looks incredible. Like, I also am taking the comparison of Star Citizen a little bit, obviously, like,
Mhm.
less intense in that, but, like, just the fact that you can be in space with the ship, but you could also, like, dock places or land places and interact with you know, what's happening, like, on the ground, walking around, whatever. Incredible stuff. Combat wise, feeling a very much like modern Fallout to me. But I do like the fact that, like, switching weapons kind of slows things down. I don't think we're gonna get like a VAT system. I think we're going like more action focused, but with RPG elements.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. Hopefully, like, you know, some stats give you some cool perks that maybe like make combat more interesting. Or
Right.
if you don't go and put them into combat, maybe there's ways to like get out of combat or like assuage a situation before combat even starts. Stuff like that. I'm all about it.
Yep. I really like. By the way, this whole DigiPick mini game, which is like another.
Yeah.
Like, you know, what's a Bethesda game without a lockpick mechanic of some sort or some sort of
Absolutely.
mini game? I am fucking in, bro. Like, I love mini games like that. Combat wise, again, just looks cool. Just looks cool. Like, I feel like they've taken a lot of the lessons of you know, of their modern Fallout 4 mechanic. Blew that fucker up. And
The
just
jetpack mechanic right there, dope. Let's go.
it just it feels like they got more FPS vibes in there. But
Totally.
when this trailer gets into, like, walking around the city, though, it's like,
Yep.
oh man, look at that city, bro, and that's just one of the cities.
Look at that. That guy looks super cool. The space pirate vibes is cool. Like, I'm excited to like just see all the different aesthetics.
Yeah,
That's insane.
the
Come on,
facial animations have been improved in a way that Bethesda, like, never has done. You know, every character has always looked so, like, creepy and, like, uncanny valley mannequin.
No, it looks really good. This is probably the best game that they showed, to be honest with you, in my opinion.
Totally.
That's why I got 10, 15 minutes at the end. But
Yeah.
one thing I really liked in the skill tree is that, like, all of the skills are, like, literally, they look like patches you could sew on, like, something. And I really like that aesthetic a lot. I thought it was super cool. But holy shit, look at all these like backgrounds and traits, and this is gonna be a game that you could play on one character for hours and hours and hours, like 100 and 200 hours. But then if you wanted to make another character, that's another 200 hours. You know what I mean? And it's like, holy shit.
I've done it with Skyrim already a bunch of times. It's just gonna,
Yeah, right here, like these patches, like when you actually click,
so cool.
They actually click on them. Like there's even texture. You can even see the texture of like, you know, the sewing, like the threads on the physical like patch, what it would actually look like that. Look at that. That's fucking cool, man. It's like an octopus with a bunch of guns. Yeah, really cool, man. And it's like this gameplay thing just keeps delivering. Like when they got to the point where you can actually flesh out and build your own ship, the homies at X Interact were like, it's like the gummy ship from Kingdom Hearts. And I was like, no, times 100. But man, just gonna be building ships, gonna be building outposts,
customizing guns. Like I really liked that in Fallout, both in 76 and in Fallout 4, like the customizing of your guns, just to like make every weapon feel unique. That way, like if you like, you know, the thing I sometimes in Skyrim I wish was like a little bit more is that like, yes, you can add enchantments or you can improve your weapons, but I always wanted it to improve the look of, or like change the look of them. So it's really cool that this is gonna feel more unique that way. And
that was the coolest thing about Fallout 4 modding is like there's a visual representation for everything. Fallout 76 does the same thing. It's essentially a Fallout 4 mod. But like just
look at that space stations. That's gonna
combat.
be trippy. Like you come and land on a spaceship station, and it's all infested with pirates and stuff. I'm so excited,
dude. I am excited for the space combat. I want to dock on a fucking ship or something, and then, I don't know, man. This is like the space game I've been dreaming of my whole fucking life. I cannot wait to play this game. And look at all those particles. Look at that shit.
Yeah, it looks amazing,
man.
You'll probably find some weird space anomaly or something out there somewhere. You know, like some weird shit like that. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the.
That's what I feel like. Anxiety.
Rip time, yeah. And then another thing I was saying is like a lot of these games are coming out in 2023, so like you got the rest of this year to clear your backlog. But next year you're fucked, man. All these games are coming out.
It's not gonna happen.
No.
It's too big.
Too much. Oh, here we go. Is this? I'm trying to get to the point in the trailer where it shows. Oh, here we go. The base building looks really cool.
This looks cool because I'm hoping that it's that you're able to go zoom out and do the RTSE thing like it was showing right there. Because like again, that's one of the problems like with No Man's Sky is I'm constantly like, all right, I wish I could just see this from a perspective and you know that sort of thing.
Yeah, I just love the spaceships too. Like the interiors look really good. I'm like,
a little bit of Mass Effect action there.
Yeah, I would live in there. I want to live in there. Who doesn't want their house to be a spaceship? Come on, seriously, that's tight. That's sick. Also, what do you guys think of Todd Howard's jacket?
What's such a fucking good jacket, dude?
It's shiny. It's ray traced.
It's ray traced. Todd Howard's the man, dude. He's he can't I don't know.
Howie, we love you, Howie. Yeah. And also, he did mention that like the planet, there's a whole shit ton of planets, and not all of them are hospitable, but you can explore like every
1,000 planets.
Yeah.
Good lord.
And I'm sure
that's
you can.
That's where I got the anxiety. When he's like, 1,000 planets, you can land anywhere. I was like, fuck you.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Sounds overwhelming for sure, but I think this is probably right around the perfect scale, right? Like Star Citizen, way too big to the point where it just feels
impossible,
untouchable. No Man's Sky, small team. They can't make everything feel as inhabited or unique as we want. Although it's really gotten pretty crazy over there. But
yeah, it's all just
this seems like the perfect medium of both of those, where it's like impactful, dope shit to explore, tons of customization, character creation, but also story, and you know, like feels perfect.
Yep. You know what? So yeah, overall, cannot fucking wait for Starfield. I think that's gonna be such a damn good game. We're all screwed.
Absolutely.
We're all screwed. And yeah, so that's the showcase. That's like everything, right? We ran through every little thing.
That's everything. Yeah.
Just I would like so. Here's the thing. I just wanna throw this out there. Neon Pocket Dimension. Eventually we'll settle on like a grading scale for stuff.
Sure.
I would like the Devil May Cry rating system, which is starting at F and going up to S. You know,
Oh, cool.
right?
Okay.
So just like school, it's like school rankings. No plus
But
or
with an
minus.
S.
No plus or
Yep, yep.
minus. But instead of A being the top one, S. So like not a lot of things will get an S. So if you guys are cool with that, I would like to run with that. Cause
I like that. That's fun.
it's a little bit
That
different.
works.
Not everyone does that. They usually do like out of 5 or out of 10 or whatever. But yeah, I would give this showcase an A personally, because you guys know I am an Xbox shill. I'm a Game Pass advertiser.
Clearly.
Man.
Love it. Yep. But I would say like, honestly, like most of these games I'd like to play. So I couldn't say anything lower than an A. I'm hyped. I cannot wait to try these games out. Almost all of them. You know, I definitely will. So I give it an A. What about you, Gage?
Cool. I'm gonna give it an A as well. I mean, I think some people were looking for some of the other bigger Xbox Studio announcements that we know are coming down the pipeline. But whether or not those guys showed up here, I think there was, like I said before, there was something for everyone. Tons of value for Game Pass, and just showing me that I have a ton of stuff to play over the next year. Big things to look forward to in the future, like I'll look at all those things. And also just continually, the presentation of Xbox is just so fluid. They give you all the information that you need to know. I mean, one of the things I've had complaints with like Sony State of Plays is like they leave out stuff and then put it on the blog later, and you're like, why wasn't that in the showcase? Where this is just like it's what you need to know, and it's streamlined, and it just feels like the way to do a presentation. So,
Miguel,
A for me.
what do you got?
B. Only because I am not an Xbox shill.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Bring us. You gotta
And-
keep us
but-
grounded, man.
Yeah,
But
we need you to
overall,
level
I
us out,
feel
dude.
like, I mean, there was a lot of good games. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed that Starfield's going to be a console exclusive.
I
we
think
know
it's
that?
coming to PC as well.
Coming to PC.
PC.
Let's see if
okay.
I can find
So
that.
I mean, that's fine, I guess. But I mean, overall, it was good. There's a lot of games that I would play on there
Hmm.
if I eventually do get Game Pass for PC.
Here, I'm gonna bring this graphic up. I'll go back to the B-roll, and you can see what they're saying. So, what it's showing here on this graphic is Xbox family of consoles and Steam,
And Steam. Okay.
which is cool. And I'm sure also the Xbox app, PC
Sure.
Game Pass, Steam, and Xbox Game Pass. So
Yep.
I mean, great. If you got a PC, you could just buy this game on Steam, and that's great. I do
Totally.
like that they have this like, almost like, God, man, this beer. I'm sorry. If I just like it seems like they almost have like a partnership with Steam. You know what I mean? Because like most of their games come out on Steam these days. Like almost
Well, it's
every
cool to
game.
see that it's not like that they
Yeah.
don't that Steam doesn't view them as like competition. They're like, yeah, no, just come on down. Like,
Yeah. Because like
whatever.
technically you can buy these games through the Xbox store, like the Windows
Mhm.
store, essentially. So like,
which kind
that-
of blows.
yeah, it's pretty bad. Like typically I like to buy games through Steam. But the good thing
Yeah.
is if you do own Game Pass, a Game Pass subscription, and you do want to buy these games, and there are currently on Game Pass, you do get a discount that like persists. So like
Yep.
that's sort
Okay.
of the good thing. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, I really like that. Like for instance, Hollow Knight eventually will come on Game Pass one day, possibly, and I probably want to own that. So I would most likely want it at a discount through the Xbox app, right? Even though it's trash compared to Steam, but they need to fix
There it
that
is.
app. But still, I'm just saying, it is coming to all the Game Passes, so good times.
Heck yeah. Yeah. I mean, this also leaves room. There's stuff to anticipate in the future. Nothing wrong with that. So, yeah.
But yeah, like you were saying, Miguel,
What was I saying?
I don't know.
I don't remember, to be honest
I
with
think
you.
he was saying. I think he
Starfield?
was saying get Game Pass. Remember?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Get Game Pass. Hopefully, I get in on some of this Game Pass money that Jacob apparently is getting.
That we're
Yeah,
showing
I might-
standing out for.
Yeah.
I might need to just
Yeah.
buy you like a three month subscription or something.
Well,
Or don't
I
you
still
have
have
one?
the 3-month free that I haven't
okay.
redeemed yet, but I have till next month to do it. So that's what I was waiting. I was hoping to finish Skyrim before I do it.
Cool.
Nice.
Do we want to go into our kind of what might be another segment we do where we endorse and stuff on the way out, or how do we think about this
Sure.
for this first episode?
Yeah. No, I mean that was. Go ahead, just go forward with it, man.
Cool. So
you got
I'll just give us
you
a
got a
little
segment?
breakdown. So yeah, we're gonna we're figuring this show out and seeing how
it's
we
our
feel
first
about different
technical
segments and stuff.
episode.
Yeah, exactly. But we might do some recurring segments or some kind of stuff to structure the show out, and one of them that we had thought about. So we'll see if we get any feedback about it. But doing like an endorsement or like something that we either like stan or we've been using a lot lately, or something we've been consuming like content or something. It can be really anything. It doesn't have to be video game or even nerd stuff centric. And in fact, mine won't be this week. So yeah, we're just gonna give a little piece of stuff we like or stuff we have advice on or whatever. So mine is going to be actually what you do is if you have like a Mexican lager like a Tecate or a Modelo or a Pacifico, take a little bit of sriracha and put it in the rim of the can, and then you pop it open and the sriracha goes in there, and then you squeeze a lime and put that in there afterwards, and you get yourself a little like kind of bloody beer kind of vibe, but just a poor man's bloody beer, and it's delicious, and it's like a little michelada. Every time you take a sip, you get a little bit of that spice from the sriracha. You can use Tapatio too, but sriracha works really well.
I say that's an interesting way to do that.
It is.
Wait, so what are you putting in there? What liquid?
So
he's just putting
sriracha on the rim, like like on the little lip of the can.
Okay.
You just put a little rimmer of sriracha or other hot sauce if you have other favorites.
Okay.
And then you pop the top and then squeeze a lime in there, and then all of a sudden you got yourself a nice little like poor man's michelada.
My question to you would be is why not just make a michelada at that point?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Might I suggest a little chamoy in there too?
Oh yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, maybe even line the rim with tahini too if you're really getting fancy.
Yeah.
But again, at that point, just make a michelada.
This is what
I'm
you
just
do.
saying
This is what you
for
do.
quick fix, like maybe you're at a friend's house and he doesn't have like all
Yeah,
this
I
yeah.
don't want you to feel like I'm
Sriracha.
knocking it. I was just curious as to
Oh no, we're
It's
just
all good.
This is a great endorsement. I love it.
Most people have sriracha or like some hot sauce in their fridge. Like just put a little on the can of your Tecate or whatever, and it makes it
I
a
would
whole
say
new,
probably
whole new
don't
experience.
use Frank's.
No,
no.
probably not the red hot.
No,
Is it-
don't use like a red hot like that. Use something
not a
more
wing,
authentic.
dude. It's not.
I'm
Yeah,
okay
no
with
buff- no
sriracha.
buffalo. Yeah,
Yeah.
sriracha, like it sounds like maybe it wouldn't be the right pairing, but I think it's the consistency of it really works
That's
well
what
in,
I
the,
was-
in the lip there.
That's what I was gonna
Yeah.
say. Is that like because it's kind of thicker, if you will,
Yeah.
it'll just
Yeah,
stick.
yeah.
You know what I
Pasty
mean?
sort of.
Stick there.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea, man. I'll try that.
Because then you only get it when you take a sip, as opposed to the liquid of it going like into the beer and mixing around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's really the key element there.
What I would do is just
That's my endorsement for the week.
I would just buy a bottle of Kamado and just take a little tiny sip of that, and then
Again,
drink
yeah,
the beer.
there's definitely
And then
more
you-
direct
at that
routes.
point,
Then
at
you
that
pour a
point, why don't you
Tapatio in
just
your.
get a glass.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
No, I'm not hating on it.
You're drinking a deconstructed michelada, is what you're telling me.
I like that.
Exactly.
That's a Michelin star type of shit that you're doing there. Good job. Good
A
job.
Michelin michelada.
You're getting a little bougie for me.
A Michelada. Michelin-lada.
Michelinada, yeah. Sure.
I love it. Well,
That's
we
my
could.
endorsement.
we
I'm
could-
sorry to spring it on you if you guys didn't have anything else, but that was my.
No, that
No,
works.
no, you're great. You know what?
I
Next time,
appreciate it.
next episode, we can try that. We can try your creation.
I'll try it.
I'll
Nice.
try it. Yeah, I got Mitchell.
I'm not opposed.
Dope.
I got the sauce. Okay, Miguel, what's your endorsement for this week?
Well, since we're doing drinks, I mean, it wasn't. I was gonna do this anyway, but
Cool.
drunk fruit.
Oh,
So it's a
Yuzu.
hard seltzer made out of They do Asian fruits essentially.
That's awesome.
So this one's
Hell
really
yeah.
good, and then the lychee one's really good too. The melon's
Alright.
okay.
Cool.
Check those out
are
if you
great.
can find
Those
them.
are cool flavors. I'm super.
Jacob.
He's getting
that's fine.
getting third party. input.
Sorry, I was getting a little bit of crosstalk there.
Yeah, I'm actually running out of time myself. So.
Oh yeah, it's almost
Yeah.
over anyway. We're finishing right now. I was just gonna pull up the Game Pass app, really quick. So I'm gonna suggest a Game Pass game.
Oh Jesus.
Here's a game to endorse. Try out Chorus.
Cool.
It's a really cool game. If you like any games where you're flying around in space, and you're like doing dogfights and stuff like that. I always thought this game sounded cool, but I did not realize it's like basically open world, and so you can just like kind of do whatever you want in the world, and there's like story missions and stuff. But I started the game up thinking I would play like an hour, and I ended up playing like almost 3 hours. So I got sucked right in. I thought it was cool as fuck. And also for PC Game Pass, Hard Space Shipbreaker, really cool satirical corporate type of game about ripping apart ships piece by piece, and it's just cool. Like it's cool to like rip apart a ship and like throw the pieces into like an incinerator. That's essentially what you're doing. So
Nice.
Fun games. Also get Game Pass. Get it. It's the best value video game.
You heard the man. Get it.
But no, we really want to
He's
thank.
hoping to line his pockets.
Dude, no one's giving me any money for any of this stuff. So,
Not right now.
but I'll tell you what,
If only.
I love it. I believe in it, and I will tell you about it. But yeah, I would like to thank you for checking out this episode. If you did, endorsements are over, so like we're gonna end the episode. I just want to get some final thoughts. What do you guys think about the show? What are your hopes? What are your dreams? Anything? Any closing words? Because we're gonna end this right now. What do you guys think? Good times? You have fun? Do you have
Yeah,
fun?
it should be a good time.
You have fun?
Absolutely.
Cool.
And I may not have a lot of input currently, only because like I feel like in a way I'm kind of out of my element, but at the same time, like I still have a good time regardless.
Hell yeah. Well, as long as you had fun. Gage?
Heck yeah. And week to
Absolutely.
week, we'll dive into different topics and everything. So I think there'll be something for everyone for sure.
Yeah, this is just the Xbox Bethesda episode, but like, expect other content. Yeah, we're going to talk about video games, but we're going to talk about anything. Just remember, Neon Pocket Dimension is a place where you can nerd out on anything you're nerding out on. Typically, it's the things we're nerding out on. But we plan on having other guests. Essentially, if you ever are on this show, we expect you to come in and tell us about what you're obsessed with, what you're nerding out on at the moment. And you could sell us on it, and we could let you know at the end of the episode if we really want to give it a shot or not. But regardless, it's a safe space. It's a fun place to come and just, get into what you're into and let us know.
No kink shaming here.
Oh, no.
No kink shaming.
You can nerd out on sexy
no nerd
things.
kink shaming. Yeah.
Nope.
Are you nerding out on hentai?
We might. Yeah. So we
Is
could
this
do
that
some,
type of show?
Maybe not NSFW episodes, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
Twitch gets weird about that.
But
I
regardless,
would imagine they do.
that's the show, and yeah, that's what you can expect. All sorts of crazy shit. But just remember, every Wednesday, 7 to 8, 7 p.m. is when we're trying really hard. We're gonna try really hard to hit that. That's when we're gonna start the episode. It'll always be an hour. And we'll just talk about whatever, We're always gonna talk about what we're nerding out on. We'll pick a topic for the week. It could be anything that you can nerd out on, and we'll get into it. And yeah, that's it. That's the show. Good times.
Shout out to
Thanks for
Jacob
watching.
OMGesus for putting this all together and doing all the work in the background. That was huge.
Thanks, guys, for being a part of this. Thanks to Gage for
Thank you
all
for
of
having
the
me.
all overlay and icon work. Expect big things from us. We have other types of streams planned out. This is the core. These are the core members, but we're gonna do streams like, you know, of any combination of this as well as like guests. We got a lot of friends that we would love to go on. We'll do community nights. We'll play games together. We'll do all sorts of stuff. But just remember, every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, that is going to be the flagship Neon Pocket Dimension stream. And expect complete madness, because that's what
Yep,
we're
no
gonna
doubt.
bring it.
No doubt.
You know, we got 2 segments recurring already, and the segments won't stop. Just remember that. But I don't have a saying for the end of the show. You know what I mean? We'll come up with that. But anyone
Figure it
have
out.
any input? What do you think? What's the saying gonna be?
May the wind always be at your backs.
Yeah, that's right. I like it.
Wait.
Does that work?
Like even if you fart, like
It
you
could be
want it-
that.
wouldn't
Yeah,
you want it to
definitely
go,
could be
like-
that.
That's like an extra boost power up. So
I never thought
yeah,
of it that way, but you know what? Yeah, sure.
I'll say this one. All right, Neon Pocket Dimension. It's time to fart into the future. We'll see you next time.
It's a rainbow fart. Bye guys.
All right, guys. Take care. Thanks for being here. Peace out.